This is the Tours and Clips video of Shadowcraft 3. I haven't uploaded a video of the realm since Shadowcraft 2, but there will be a hide-and-seek video in this country you're looking at behind me. I'll tour this more later in the video, but I want to start from the start of this realm and move on. The first country we're going to be touring is Frulingfeld. That is because it's really close to spawn, and I usually like to start my videos off at spawn. So these here are random territories which I put into this temple. I'll explain why, and I'll explain my whole base later. But I just want to show this off first, and I'll show it off later once you've seen everything. So we will be going here, which are 3 places near spawn. Where I started, got all my stuff, so not really much of a base. Where another group of my friends started, and one group is still, but they haven't really done much with them. Alright, so this is also the third country. There's 3 main countries. This one also is very close to spawn. As you can see, a lot of the stuff is near water. This is all connected here. These 2 are separate. This one's pretty close by, and so is this one. And then these 4 are other features. Alright, so before we head off, this is the map room of my territory, all my territory. I have more than this, but you can't map the nether, obviously. So we'll ignore this part for now. I'll tour that later, like I've said. But on our tour of the spawn areas in the civilizations around there, you will find all 3 of these locations. And then I might stop by this. It's in the middle of nowhere. And then this is also in the end, so I'll stop by that. That's my shoulder farm. But I'll show this off in a minute. As I make my way over to spawn, I want to highlight this. So there will probably be clips I'll show of this right now. This is the Halloween event. Alright, this is me editing the video now. So I didn't record any voice audio for this, so here I'm showing off the prizes in the mystery bundles for the event. I mean, it's fine that they're killing each other. I'll get to more I want to explain, but this is the main area of the Halloween event where you actually, purchase the stuff. I have stuff for sale. I have the prices there. I have the stuff shown there. A lot of gunpowder, golden apples. Not sure they bought much. Here was a little fighting pit I had for them. They fought down here, as they did. So, but not much happened with that. I mean, actually, they killed each other a lot, but, it wasn't anything crazy. That wasn't part of the main event. Anyways, the event, we played different games. One of them was in the realm, which is what this recording will be. I'm just showing them kill each other here, I guess, a bit. And then the other 2 were off the realm. One, I recorded 1 game of it. The other was really long, so I didn't record it. I just wanted to have fun with my friends then. Another note, that I'm not in full screen here. I'm playing more in full screen right now. The new realm started when I'm recording this. But for all the old videos, old clips, it'll probably not be in full screen. So sorry about that. He just wasn't used to playing it. So, my friend Ethan goes up first, and this is just way too hard. I made the minigame, a little too difficult. Because, honestly, I feel like I could have just removed the dogs in general. Because the actual mobs were just too hard itself. I might remake this game, just not in a nether fortress, because see, he just died immediately. So, my friend Ryken was also playing. He wasn't talking in the call, though, so he just selected easy there. I remember this was, obviously back in Halloween, so almost a year ago, to be honest. So, yeah, these are just the clips. Another thing I want to note is, I don't know if my screen recorder I'm using right now is what's causing a lot of lag, or if it was just something with loading chunks in this video, but I will try a new screen recorder for my next video. Hopefully it goes well. I think I'll just use, the built-in, Xbox, screen recorder on the Xbox app. I don't know, Ryken told me that Xbox has that. Anyways, but yeah, these are just the clips, and it's way too hard for them. Oh my gosh, I don't think this is fair at all. I just feel bad. And I don't even get to show off the whole path here. I did in a different recording, but it's basically more of the same. You've seen most of it. It's just a lot of, cobwebs. And you go to different parts, and at the end, there's just a lava pit where you jump off and kill yourself. Because you don't have anything. They put their stuff in a chest. And I'll pay them the diamonds afterwards. So I'll have little segments in between where I'll show their rewards for what they did. But, yeah, that part's the most deadly, because blazes can just kill you, and then you get stuck in there. So yeah, they kept dying. This time Riken went for medium, which Riken was actually much better at this. Like, he was very good at avoiding all the cobwebs. I can't say the same for myself, as you can see there. Even though I made it, like, I still ran into them a ton. So, I definitely made this pretty difficult. Also, I'm hitting them. I'm not allowed to, like, kill them by punching them, but I just, to make sure the dogs are on them. That's why I'm hitting them for this game. So, like, right here, I feel bad. Okay, I kind of killed him here, because I punched him into a cobweb. So, that wasn't really fair. I felt bad about that. Anyway, this time, Ethan went. So, he seems to be doing pretty good here. Just, you know, going through it. But eventually, you'll see I just let them do it together, which works better. And I'm gonna be honest, they only won one the whole time. So it was on hard difficulty, so I gave them all the, you know, diamonds. But yeah, he just dies here. I mean, there's not much you can do. Blazes do a lot of damage. I guess I wasn't really thinking about it because I was in full netherite armor making all of this. So, but people really overestimated it. Like, I mean, yeah, underestimated it. They really underestimated it. Like, I asked people before this, like, if you were chased through a nether fortress for a while, how many dogs do you think you could have chasing them? And then, like, they'd say crazy things like 100. Like, the memory's coming back to me right now. Like, it's really not my fault. It's kind of theirs at this point that it was so hard. So Ethan dies here. Riken actually goes on. I think this is the one where he goes to win it. I show a bit more of the thing. But back to what I was saying. They really, like, told me to make it much harder than it actually should have been. Like, I could have made it so much easier, but I guess they didn't, like, test it. I think I had Ethan test it a couple times, and it seemed, like, fair enough. But when it actually came to it, it was just way too hard, I think. And I've had dogs sitting there ever since the realm. So, anyway, it goes down there for a bit more, and I was just waiting here to see, like, what's he gonna do. He just got to the end. I guess I don't know if he wasn't in call or was just on mute, so I think I just told him if he was in call that I would just jump off. Anyway, this is the second time they tried together. I don't think it actually worked out this time. Because, yeah, he already died to a wolf. They're allowed to kill the wolves. That's why they have stone swords. They kill anything in their path, but, you know, stone swords aren't that good, I'm gonna be honest. So I think I can just get stuck here, and then, yeah, Blaze's melee damage is very powerful. Here's me paying them off. So they got money there, and the mystery boxes, as you see, were so good. So, obviously, that was the best thing they bought. I don't think they really bought much of anything else. I think Ethan bought some, gunpowder, which you'll see later in the recording, but I also paid so much diamonds to them. So, I mean, this was obviously not to make any money. It was a fun event, so... so there, he bought it all, and he gave me diamonds for it. And Riken wanted mystery boxes, so this is just him paying for it. And then, it's a fun machine, honestly. I might do something similar. Probably gonna make a casino this realm. This realm's really cool. I might just do I'm gonna do a tours and clips at the end of it. So I'm just getting ahead of myself. Like, we have a new realm now, Shadowcraft, which is, I don't know if it's gonna be a new series or it's just gonna be like the first trilogy where they're all different names. But, yeah. So it's going pretty well. I think it's pretty fun. I'm just talking because I want to show off the recording. He's talking about what he got. He got mending book. He got bundles. There were bundles inside bundles. I found out you could put a bundle in a bundle and then repeat that. So it's just to stack so much bundles. And I still have it. He actually eventually gave it back for whatever reason. But I don't really have that. I didn't record that, but it's fine. It's nothing important. This was one of the other games we played. It was like a Doors knockoff. The other one was like a Last to Die type thing in like this one map I got mixed with a mod pack which I had from Realm subscription. Anyway, we only recorded this one round of this game. You know, it was pretty whatever. As you know, I have Doors recordings on my YouTube channel. You can see my actual gameplay on them, but I low-key kind of find it boring now because it's just walking through doors. Like, you get keys and, like, the boss sections are pretty interesting, but it's just nothing really special. So, and a lot of stuff is going on with Roblox right now, which, I mean, I'm still enjoy playing Roblox sometimes, but, like, since New Realm started, I haven't been playing that, and, you know, I just prefer to make Minecraft content, to be honest. Honestly, though, Roblox content might be more entertaining to watch, like, from what I play. Like, for these, I'm just making tours. Like, if I actually made... I'm gonna hope the hide-and-seek video comes out. I know I talked about it in this video, I think, already. Anyway, there's the entity. It just one-shots you. But hopefully that does actually happen, the hide-and-seek video. And that would be pretty short. Hopefully that would be a fun video. And that's just what I'm hoping for. Here I'm paying them out more diamonds because I think it mostly was supposed to go to Reagan because he won basically all of them. Ethan actually got some too. So I don't have the recordings of like the other games. I just have the one. So they did make a decent bit of diamonds through that. We just did a few rounds. So those are the bundles that they're getting, which is pretty cool. So he got emerald blocks, blaze rods. Like, you've seen the bundles. They're super good. Like, they're definitely worth more than 5 diamonds. Probably worth like 20, some of them, or more, honestly. Like, some of them are kind of like a troll. I think I just had like one with a... I think one of them was just the mending book, which kind of sucks. And then one was just like a max trident, which you'll see in a minute, I think. And then one was the bundles in the bundles. That was the worst one. There was one that was just pig step. That one was loaded there. And that's back when lodestones used to cost like a netherite ingot. So that was really good, and Ethan got that one. He paid for it. So this tunnel takes you all the way to spawn. I built, I'm pretty sure, 1, 2, 3, 4 tunnels to get from my base to spawn. This was one of them. Probably the worst, since you're flying in this 2-block tall space. There's a bunch of turns. So yeah, it goes through here a while. And I just found this place. I'm guessing somebody opened this up just to show it, but yeah, it's kind of just in the open. And here's the funny thing. This is also connected to my first nether tunnel. Not connected, but my first nether tunnel is actually down here somewhere. And I will actually go to that real quick just to try to show it off, because I think it's just cool to see like what you used to use and how like things changed. So yeah, this went all the way down there, and then you'd come out this like little soul sand area, and then you just have a straight path back. Then you'd go down here, which, you know, whatever. And other people built those things. A lot of, like, I guess getting quartz is what that was about. I'm not sure. And then, but yeah, before I even had my main base, I just used this. Actually, no. I started my main base, and then I used this path to, you know, take me over there. Alright, since we're right here, though, this is one of the first bases on the realm, and it's mostly griefed. It counts in the area of just unclaimed land, so there's no rules for it, so people can do whatever they please with it. Alright, yeah, so here it is. It doesn't look like much, and it isn't much. I'm gonna be honest. There used to be enchantment set up here, everything got stolen. This canal was made by me for a different reason. I was transporting animals thousands and thousands of blocks. I was trying to transport them all the way to my base, which you can see by the coordinates very far from here. I even traveled even further to get to here. I don't know why. I just didn't look for biomes closer to my base, because there were. But I'll get to that later, and I'll explain what happened. But yeah, there used to be a ton of villagers here. They used to have villagers. I'm guessing someone came out here and just typed these, because, like, it's just ruined. There's not really anything anymore here. Like, you can see remnants of a base it used to be, but it's just not anymore, since people found it and then just don't really care for it, because, I don't know, they just don't. I need to feed my family. For some reason, they have a water and lava. Oh, for water source, I guess. Then they just have a mine, which just goes down, obviously, with some mines. Most people have one of these. Like, it's not revolutionary technology. So you might see these straight lines. This is because, I mean, they actually had to bring the villagers. I remember seeing my friend, this part here. He was using a boat to, like, transport the villager all the way. And I don't know what these little cubbies are, but I guess they're there. I saw this a while ago when, like, just mapping out areas. There's just this random hut thing here, which isn't really important, but I just thought it would be cool to point out. There's recently broken blocks, a lot of random stuff. I just like pointing out random stuff, because I think it's just cool finding, like, remnants of something that used to be there. Alright, so now that we're here, um, also, I don't know why the weapons and stuff name are still popping up. It's just a bunch of songs, so don't ask anything about my armor or weapons. So this is the area I used to live. These are all the farms. There used to be a mending villager in here. It died. I didn't know that mobs could spawn in there if it was just a villager in there. I thought, like, mobs couldn't, but apparently I just didn't place torches, so I kept dying. There is a farmer still alive in there. And there was a Fletcher. I actually am so curious now, because I just remembered about him. I will do an F11 glitch to see if he's still here. Oh my gosh. Alright, I'll go back to full screen. It seems he is still here. This whole realm, he's just been hidden. I don't think anyone would have known he was here. Everyone... I'm the only one who knows about him, I'm pretty sure, right now. So, Andrew built this to annoy Ethan. It's right outside of his base. I guess there's a dog here too. Probably Andrew's dog. So you see these cherries. This is like over. This is now, Frulingfeld, which is part of Feldstadt. Pretty sure I got that right. So this is a combination of a bunch of people, different builds. So this is Zone Scope's build. That's just his username. Which I actually have never really explored. I was watching my friend actually look around the realm the other day on his Xbox, and it looked really cool with, like, the new vibrant visuals. I haven't used that, but I mean, there's not much in here. I just really like the design, honestly, and how much there is. Like, there's a lot. I mean, it's very empty, but I still just find it very cool. If he actually had time, he would have probably built more. There's a lot of, like, shulker boxes. I guess he did have a bedroom. I never really went in here or noticed. Guess a piece of broken glass. So it was never really finished. But I do like how he at least started it. It was at least a base. Like, it was still a good base, even though it was never finished. I see the vision. The vision was good. There are several happy guests here, which I will get to this part right here. He used the happy gas to steal sheep from my friend's base, other friend's base, Andrew's, which is Scipio, which I'll show in a minute. But yeah, there's a lot of sheep here. This area wasn't lit. This was built by Zone Scoped again, like I said. Liquefied built these towers for whatever reason, and then Ethan went and fixed them up a bit. He built this Capitol building, which I think is really nice. He never really finished it, but he has a map room of, like, a lot. So here we are. Scipio is right here. That's one of my territories. Also, one of my territories, I think, is right there. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty positive. And then this is another one of Ethan's territories. So this is just I'm pretty sure this one's the netherwart. Yeah, it's just a netherwart pillar. Nothing really in this one either. Like, a lot of these are just, I mean, basically all of them are just empty. They were just built for no reason except for having a big building. This is the Johnington Monument. I didn't build any of this. It was just inspired by me, I guess. I gave him his first set of armor. Yeah, a lot of random crap here. And there's the enchantment room. And then, from what it seems, they opened the attic. Yeah, they were on earlier today. Ethan and Andrew, so. And there was the attic here, the secret annex. And I guess they put mold in here. And so the mold comes from this base, which used to have, like, a courtyard of, like, pale oak moss and stuff. I'm sorry that bedrock names pop up that much. Like, I get what my weapon is. Disco room. That's nice. Workshop. he's just very good at like building functional things. It doesn't really look too nice. Storage, I guess. Apparently he still has moldy walls. I'll show realm stories later. I just think it adds a little bit. I think it's funny. Chemical infusion chamber. Now this is interesting. I never really knew what was in here, but I guess it's chemical infusion. Oh, that's a lot of poison. So I'm guessing you step in here, and then you flick this lever. Well, I guess he has nothing in there, but you push potions in there, and then, you know, chemical infuse someone, I guess. He never really finished this. I wanted him to, but, like, there's this random aquarium, which he didn't even build. Like, this just appeared here, which is a little odd. I don't think there's anything in this room, no. Or this one. You know, the aquarium does add stuff, though. There used to be a celebration. I have clips of it, so I'll actually show it right now. Alright, so I'm having to do a voiceover for this because I didn't record audio again. But this is the 2500 day celebration. I'm just showing around the area to start off with. But Ethan set up a nice, like, little celebration area. So we were just waiting for it to turn morning. Like, I wasn't originally coming, but then they were like, yo, you have to come. So I made my way over from you again, so that's why I don't have much rockets in this clip. My elytra spray broken. Anyway, these are the people who are part of the celebration. There's Way to Dig, Zone Scoped, and Lightlocks. And Lightlocks was in Visibility, I guess. Just, I don't know, spamming that. I was just trying to show that you can light the candles with a sword. They were saying that, like, no, you can't. But I was just like, yes. I didn't know you could put candles on cakes, though. That was actually new information for me. Anyways, they were just kind of goofing off. I was trying to get, like, cool photos and stuff for realm stories. Anyways, when I'm recording this voiceover, it's currently midway through October, and this realm ended, like, close to the end of August. So, I really haven't been editing this. I haven't been on it at all. I haven't been on the new realm a lot. And I'm working on the Halloween party for this realm, which is funny, because I just edited the one for Shadowcraft 3. Anyway, the new realm's name is Shadowcraft, if I haven't mentioned that. Anyway, we started fighting. There was more after this. There was more fighting. I got a lot of good mace hits after this, but these were just the ones I recorded. I'm not going to go into too much more stuff, because the section's about to end. Alright, so that was the 2500 day celebration. As you can see, it just turned day 4000. So, that's really interesting. It is a realm, and there's AFKing, and there's multiple players, so it's not just me doing all of that, but it is quite a bit of me. I'm gonna be honest. It's scary. Alright, yeah. So, he actually has stairs. I like the stairs. They're, like, I mean, obviously too long, but, you know, they're still cool. Alright, so once we get up these long stairs, he just has a ladder, so I guess the stairs didn't even work. To this little section, which I think is cool, and he has slabs, so you can't even jump through. And then you come up here, this is his bedroom. My bedroom is probably in the water temple, because that's where my axolotl is, but here's his axolotl cucumber. Just his stuff, there's his flag. And then here's his bed, which I'll just use right now. This top tower where he has the ghast, but this is, my friend Riken's old house. I don't know what happened to it. I think he used to have a cat. He used to have a cat called Gabriel, which, it didn't go well for Gabriel. He was just murdered. I'll show later what happened to him in realm stories. But I can go to the bunker where he was murdered. The bunker has seen better days, I'm gonna be honest. It's seen much better days, I'm gonna be honest. There used to be a ton of obsidian, it looked cool. There was stacks upon stacks of totems. Not stacks, but you get it, double chests. And, yeah, Obsidian relocated. Ethan built this giant, Obsidian base. So he took everything and moved it. So, there used to be a secret entrance here with water, and then, it was really cool. This is where Gabriel died. He was in this boat. A lot of just, a lot of wheat. A lot of wheat. Oh my gosh, if I'm lagging here, I'm not usually lagging like this, I'll be honest here. It's it's just a scoring recorder. But my base is gonna be troublesome. It's gonna be troublesome. It's quite big. He has a lot of copper left over. This huge bamboo farm which he never used really. Actually, no, there used to be a bamboo there, so he has been using it. Okay, never mind. But I don't know why he had to build this. This is the villager house, which I think is cool. He didn't do too much with it, but there's villagers, armors, fishermen. All these fishermen are funded by my guardian farm, which I'll show later. Fletchers, more stuff, but not really many librarians, which is a little sad. I mean, he has some breaking 3 and mending. So do I. That's the only ones I have. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think there's anything up here. No, he just has an empty room. And then here is where all the villagers breed. Alright, so I don't know what this hole is about. I'm pretty sure it's actually naturally generating, which it looks cool on a map. This is the pyramid. It just got finished today. It was built by Fly Chicken Liquefied, and then, you know, Ethan finished it today. Like, he did like half of it, I'm gonna be honest. I haven't been inside. There's a lot of sea lanterns inside, and there's a lot of dirt that he had to terraform, and the dirt was all funded by me. I had like 8 or 10 double chests full of dirt, something like that, and I just have a garden farm, so the sea lanterns aren't a problem. Oh my goodness, there's a huge cave below here. I'm getting sidetracked. That's besides the point. Let me just get an axe right here. And if you're noticing this empty spot, that's where my mace goes, but you'll see later where I have it set. Let's see. Oh my. This isn't even vibrant visuals. I just want you to take a moment and admire this. This is insane. This looks so cool. I mean, obviously there's nothing inside the pyramid. I'm sorry if you were expecting like a cool interior. It's kind of hard to interior this much, I'm gonna be honest. Let me put this on. One rocket doesn't even get me to the top. This is how massive it is. Oh wow. I'm actually kind of speechless. This is the raid farm Ethan built. I think it's pretty cool. Except I was banned from it constantly, so I ended up building my own. Gold farm. I already had a gold farm before it was him. A random item sorter which didn't even work, and then my friend stole my elytra, and then I destroyed it looking for it, and then I was apparently a criminal, which I'll show in Realm Stories later, like I said. And then just like a builder's hut. I built one of these in first realm. I don't really remove anything. I've unlisted a couple shorts, but these are all funny named. I love these. A lot of iron. Gabriel's body fat, and Gabriel's the cat, if you remember. Let's ignore that. Yeah, and this is where the farm is, just triangular disposal. There's the sorter down there, which I know this is whatever for it. The goon chamber, I guess. He doesn't store the rotten flesh. I do. I have a bunch of clerics for mine. I'll show that. Wood was stored for this project, by the way, just to let you know. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of stone, because they had to, like, mine out this. They didn't need to build it here, but they decided to. They decided to mine out this whole mountain. Instead of, like, you know, building it, like, 20 blocks this way. So, this is right next to the spawn, and actually in view of spawn with certain render distance. This is Deaconville. It took up the best terrain. It was also one of the random unclaimed areas I showed, but it's technically claimed, so. But the main people who built it didn't even build this house. It's just some other person's. But they build this castle-looking stuff. I mean, they really never did anything with the base too much. Like, they had it. There was a war here, which ended up in loss of their villagers, which they kept in here. I do like how this looks. I think that's pretty nice. They kept their villagers over here. And then their trading stuff was originally in here. But that all was removed. They have a ton of mines. I don't know why they need this many. Like, stone is not that important, but they still have it. I'm curious on what's on the other side, because I swear I see something. It goes through the whole hill. They have sugarcane. They have a farm here. There's actually a mob spawner under here, which I found with the F11 bug I've been using. But he never used it. Like, it was never used. There seemed to have been stuff in here. I don't know. There's furnaces. This whole thing is just confusing to me because, I mean, I wasn't really. This was at the start of the room, actually. Like, the timeline of this is so spaced out. Everyone played at different times. It's kind of wild. So over at spawn is Liberty City, which I think it's pretty cool. There used to be some stuff that I destroyed because it wasn't really appropriate when I was doing maps. I don't know, random stuff there. Doesn't matter. I have a bed in here, right? No. Yeah. Not me. I didn't build this. Same person who built Frulingfeld built this, so this is part of Frulingfeld, which is pretty cool. There's nothing in this house. There is, in fact, stuff up there, which I should probably go check out. I forget what. It's just a ton of storage and random stuff. Okay, so nothing too important. Oh, this is where the stronghold is. There's also a pillager outpost that's just by. There's an ominous bottle farm here, which was built by Andrew for Frulingfeld. Just for trading alliances. I used to do raids here, just normal raids, not using ominous bottle farm. But there's also, I just thought it was cool because there's nether portal, ruined nether portal, pillager outpost, village, and a stronghold, which is right down here. Yeah, here's the end. While I'm here, I feel like it would be nice just to show off the. I'm at the end. I gotta show off my shulker farm. Also notice all the obsidian pillars, actually, just some of them, are quite shorter than normal. That's because my friend decimated them for his base, which I'll show later. So I'm pretty sure this one's safe. One of them actually has a glitch where it'll just insta-kill you if you go into it. There it is. And the other end city is right here. It needs to be decently far away from them. But yeah, they're supposed to be 4. There's 3. Sometimes it might come back. It might come back, but I'm not really AFKing here long enough for it to come back. So they just attack each other, they die, they respawn, I get more shoulders. Annoying thing is it's incredibly slow, like as you can see. But if I AFK it for a long time, I get shulker shells, like you'll see them floating down there, and then I collect them in that chest. We come to Scipio, which, I mean, my friend's not very good at building. So, I think this was just recently added. I'm not sure. I just saw it in ROM stories. So they had this building here, which apparently burnt down earlier today, which is really annoying because, like, I just wanted to show off the area, and they had to, like, go burn down something just today. For whatever reason. There used to be a huge sugarcane farm in here. It was actually one of the nicer buildings that my friend Andrew has built here. But it just got ruined. So there's still like underground sugarcane, a couple layers, and then I built this little tunnel, which just goes really nowhere, but I just wanted to do it for fun. So there is a prison over here, which Andrew built, and I mean it's a prison for sure. For some reason, he just hid his shoulders in there. Oh, that's creepy, that's creepy, that's creepy. There we go, I got it. I'm insane. Visitation, front desk, and then you can just, like, he has it so that he can close the doors, in a way, like, you know, just, like, make sure the doors aren't there anymore. Not, what did I say doors, but the stairs. And then, because the stairs are gone, you can then go through to the courtyard, which I think is, that's pretty neat. Anyway, let's get the stairs back. I'm pretty sure this also just controls a door. Yeah, so there's just a straight-up wall also. So, some pistons and stuff to just make it. I taught him redstone a while ago, so just some. I don't know. He has cells. Let me just go in here. I locked myself in one of these before. It's kind of fun. Yeah, just a bunch of prison cells. Like, nothing much to it, but up here, I'm pretty sure, is the warden's office all the way up here. Yeah, so it looks a bit better. It's kind of pissing me off. It's because I'm going through so many more chunks. The only good looking house he's built, this is a tutorial house. Are we serious? He used a tutorial for this. I mean, I don't even feel like showing off the insides, because he didn't even build this. It's not even his. So I'm not even gonna show it off. Actually, it still looks good, obviously, but he used a tutorial for it, so it should. I don't even know what this is supposed to be. Oh, it's just his enchantment setup. Whatever. Here's the bank, which, he has a door, and then there was a lever inside, so I don't know why the lever's outside. That doesn't make too much sense functionally. And then down here's the vault, which this is usually closed up, but if you open it, you can get down here, and then get his riches, which is legit just nothing right now. He's broke. Are we serious? Before we get to that, I'll get to this part. Oh my goodness. So yeah, he just, I don't know what this is about, but it goes down deep. It goes down really deep. He used to have so many mobs here, but Ethan killed them all and then transported the sheep, which you saw, over at his base. And then, yeah, so a lot of them ended up here also in this river. So he wasn't too successful. A little interesting. It's just been here since we set it up. There is a spider spawner just here, which is where I got a lot of string. I had a lot of extra string because I forgot I got a ton from piglin bartering, but just want to show off that spider spawner. Alright, so before the last thing, here's his food vault. Actually, he has a different food vault, but he just had food and stuff in here, and he'd have to pay for it and stuff, but that looks enticing. This is a copy of the ground fruit. If you see this video, don't get mad. I'm taking a bunch of food. How much food do you have? So the cod's for me, but he cooked it all. Yeah, I'm taking that, bro. Okay, so, oh wow, there's just a ton. I mean, he has a ton of crops, but at his crop house, but I just didn't expect so much food. All right, let's put those back. So this is the courthouse, which. From a map view, actually looks really cool. And you know, it's not even that bad. I mean, he designed it himself, but, I don't want to hate on it too much. He's definitely going to be watching this and pissed off at me eventually. A little torch heavy there, but yeah, this is pretty nice. I'll show more, and I swear he used to have, like, this... Yeah, there was this underground thing he was going to make here, but I guess he just made the tunnels somewhere else. Which is, you know, whatever. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, yeah, he used to have pistons and stuff. I guess he removed everything. That's kind of lame, man. Alright, so those are the two entrances. I'm guessing this is... Yeah, if I had to take a educated guess, I guess this is the tunnel. So, he told me to tour this, so... Yeah, it's part of the tour. I don't want to miss anything. Okay, there's a sign. We need to read this. Turn back now. He wants to give you back shots. Well, that's a pleasing sign. Okay. Mein Grop D. Ich lieb Frühlingfeld. I don't speak German, I'm sorry. We could circumcise it. Again, this is a copy, don't get mad at me. I'm still in survival for now. I just kind of want to explore in survival, just because that's what it is. If I'm exploring in creative, then I just feel like it's not really showing that this is a survival world, you know? I don't know what this is for, but, you know, I'm gonna continue his tunnel like he said. Did he just trap me in the middle of the ocean? He trapped me in the middle of the ocean. It's fine. Oh, not the middle. Okay, he has this bridge over to his cropland area, which is a ton of crops, and I actually really like his crop houses. They actually look fine. They look pretty cool. Actually, I do like it, though. The rafters and stuff, it definitely fits it. He has way too much carrots and crops and everything. I'm gonna be honest. Bees, I took a lot of bee nests, but I gave him back a lot of them. I took them from my base. No, I didn't take any. I just took the bees. But I bred them up anyways. Here's my creeper farm. It's actually, like, really efficient. You can already see creeper spawning. Sorry about the sword thing. But yeah. Later, I haven't used it too much, but we have the Trident Killer down here. I'm guessing there's not going to be anything in there. But I also added these to like stop. Like if you have to go in and grab the trident again so you don't blow it up because it blew up a lot, but yeah. If I go into the AFK spot, I think you'll be able to see like a lot more spawn. Yeah. Let me just get back a little. Yeah. It's really efficient. I really like it. Yeah, you can see just so many creepers falling down. And then I swear they disappear once they get down here. Like, they fell down, and then I'm guessing some of them just died. You know, that's probably the best. That's probably a good guess. They probably just died. He also built these random, like, structures, which he never finished. There's another... I think, no, that's it, that's it. But not all of them, I mean, but that's, like, the one I was looking for. Built this wall, and, like, he had chests, like, with stuff. Like, you just saw a chest there. He just never finished any of the projects. He's a busy guy, so, I mean, I just don't know why he started so many. This would have been his base, but he just gave up on it. Here was the iron farm. I got so much iron from this. Like, I AFK'd it so much. I don't know if it works right now. I'm gonna assume it does. But I spent so much time working on it. It's really laggy because the last time I checked there was a ton of chickens. I guess they're all gone. It was flooded with chickens. Here's the storage. A lot of poppies. You can see, like, we also got rid of a ton of poppies still. So, you can see how this was efficient. Like, that's where I AFK'd. And yeah, I just AFK'd a lot here. So, I'm guessing he'd want me to show this off. This is the airport part of Scipio that Andrew was building. Yeah. So, it's an airport. I guess it was runway. Nuclear power plant, which I think is actually pretty cool. Again, part of Scipio, Andrew made it. I don't know if it was really ever complete, but we can come up these stairs. There's this stuff. I don't know, he actually made it, like, realistic to a power plant, I think. I don't know what's going on. I kind of forgot what we learned this year in Apes. Like, I remember a lot of parts, but a lot of stuff I forgot, for sure. So if you come here, you can actually be in the, like, actual, like... I'm so tired right now, sorry. These are the Steam stacks, whatever they're called. I'm blanking out. But they are pretty cool. He has these waters which lead out, and you'll notice there's water there. I'll actually show you. He has this whole underwater section. I think it's really cool, actually. And so if we go down here, you can swim up these tubes if you wanted. So that's actually weird. Guessing the warm water is released. Oh, I don't know where the waters take. I think that's just where it's released. Anyway, you can swim through these tubes too. Over here is Rendock 2, which was built by Ethan, part of Frollingfeld. You can see the banners. Yeah, here it is. I was on this when I took a photo of it, but I guess I'm not gonna get on it. But yeah, this thing is really cool. It's this giant obsidian, like, castle structure. I don't know, spherical at the top, and it's just filled with obsidian. I'll show later, if I can. I'll remember the coordinates and teleport here. But, like, it's solid obsidian. Like, it's not even hollow on the inside. I forgot what this does. Let me go out of F1. Oh! Alright. So, up here, I haven't really been in here much. That just goes up to the top. It looks like there's another room up there, but I'm not sure. Alright. So, I guess he never really did too much with this. Which, I mean, he did the outside, he just doesn't do too much of interiors, he just puts random stuff. Calls it a day. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So, some of these he worked for himself, others, he got from... He probably worked for most of them himself, but he got some, like, sets from other people. Over here is, I'm pretty sure, his totems. Yeah. I mean, this isn't as impressive because he has a raid farm. All you have to do is just AFK for, like, random places that I have mapped. Alright, so this is the inside of the hotel. There's just a bunch of rooms and stuff. And I guess this is death. Whatever. So in my ender chest there was this locator compass, which should take me to Andrew's hidden... There it is! Okay. Alright, well I found it now. I don't know if there's still food in here, but... Oh yeah! Yeah, these are all filled with carrots. Yeah. Wheat, hay bales. There's probably more stuff, I just don't really want to look through every chest. Yeah, so that's the hidden food vault. Alright, so I was actually too far. I had to go back a bit, so if you look at my boards, you'll see where I am now. But here is the dam. Again, it's nighttime. I'm sorry most of this floor has been in the night. Night will be cool at my city, but, I don't think there's any beds here. I'm sorry it also keeps doing that with my sword. That's a little annoying. Alright, but if we can get in, I'm pretty sure it's... the plant works. I could probably just swim in through here. Like, he just made, like, functional stuff like this, which serves no purpose, but it's still pretty cool. I'm gonna assume that was supposed to be there. Let's go with it. Doesn't seem like those do anything, but this one. So this, I think, probably lets water in. I don't know. I probably would have needed him here to explain everything to me, but... So, yeah, okay, water's pouring out on these sides now, as you can see. And then we can close those up and just do the same thing on the other side. So if we close all of those up, we can open these on this side. And then, I don't know what this bottom stuff does. Let me just see where the redstone goes. Oh, it opens and closes those little hatches down there, which is what I swim. So I'm guessing that's what the other two levers are supposed to do. But I'm guessing there's something broken with the redstone. No? Oh, I just didn't hear it. So, okay, that is functional. Alright, so now I can swim out through here. So that's cool. So, might not look like much, but, I mean, I guess it works. It's pretty cool. And there is this top part, which I guess I can swim through. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure through these I can swim out. Yeah, so this is where the water takes you. I have stuff like this at my base. I just like having tunnels I can swim through with water. Alright. Alright, so this is what I was trying to show. This is Zone Scope or Glitch's other base. That's not supposed to be there. So, I don't know why there's a giant sea lantern pillar. I'm guessing that wasn't actually built by him. But I think it looks pretty cool, so... It actually looks like he may have done a little more, because I don't know if I remember that being mostly built. But I guess there's some walls, there are some structures. It was never really complete or anything done with it too much, but there was still a lot of work put into this. So there are bridges on the other side, so let me just... Alrighty. Just want to walk. So... There's a village right there also, but he just has a path which you can walk down here. And I like the bridge. If you look out, this is what it looks like. It's really cool. It also looks cool from afar. And then a little enchanter area, which is cool. And then if we run up these stairs, or slabs, whatever you want to call them, there's a giant lava pit. So that's cool, I guess. Some vines coming down. It looks really cool, and then there's another bridge here. I really like how he designed it. It was never completed. I kind of wanted this space to be completed, because, you know, it actually looks really cool. We're back in the nether. I just wanted to show this off. So this is... Oh my gosh. Sorry, my game's lagging so bad. It's because I'm loading all these new chunks because this is a copy of the world. So everything that's new is being loaded. So, a lot of lag. So this little thing, that's someone's nether portal, which, it just goes into a cave. There's legit nothing special about it, so I'm actually not even going to cover it. This is another highway I built, which goes all the way to my base. It stretches like 2,000 blocks, basically. This is the one that was going to the Halloween party area, which I think was cool. Actually, I mean, it's just a netherite tunnel, which is why that one's better, but it cuts through it. My old portal used to be right here, but it got destroyed. Like, these are my stairs to it. I don't know why it got removed. The spawn is at a bastion. There's so many bastions in our nether. Like, building this, I had to go through a bastion, just dig it through one. And there's several bastions near my base, just a lot of bastions. That's just what I'm trying to say. If we fly over here, over there's Scipio. If we fly over here, this is Scipio and Yongenso territory over here. It's out in the middle of an ocean. And here we are at the ocean. So this is Andrews, this is part of Scipio. It's just an island with a pool. This is just where his first base was, which he legit forgot about for a while. Legit nothing here. But me, I built stuff here because I needed an ocean. It was right next to an ocean ocean monument, which is over there. This is the squid farm, which it works pretty well. I just sit in there. But for like dark prismarine and stuff, I needed a lot of like squid ink. So that's what I use for that. And then there might be some in there. Nope, I took it all. Because I need dark prismarine for my base. Right here, though, is the Guardian Ocean Monument. Yeah, Guardian Farm at the Ocean Monument, though, which I built. Honestly, it only took me a day to make this, which I think is pretty nice, because it's also, actually not the bottom part, the storage took me way longer, but I'm talking about the actual farm itself. So if we look out, yeah, you can see Guardians falling there, and just a Trident Killer, which I can hold my sword out, get a ton of XP. I get over 11 shulker boxes of items, really quick XP with this, so my Elytra is already, like, full. And that's why I'm level 216, because as you can see, Guardians just keep falling, and I have a lot of XP from that, obviously. They drop more XP than a lot of other mobs, so you can see them all just falling. I didn't build the enchantment setup, someone else did, because I let other people use this a bit. So if we go to the storage, though, the storage did used to be nicer. Anyway, these are chambers for the show. It's really interesting. I didn't know water could flow through end rods. That was new to me when I was building this. I'd use the tutorial for this, because how am I supposed to know how to do this? I've never built one of these before. I used the tutorial for most of my farms, but a lot of them I also designed myself. And all my builds I build and design myself. I'm not Andrew. Yeah, that's his first time using a tutorial, so I'll cut him some slack. It was just really dumb. So yeah, there's a lot of shulker boxes of stuff. These are full of crystals. We still have so many here. I used to just have still a lot of cod in there. And then yeah, this is the sorting machine. Some leftovers get put in there. These chests still have some shulker boxes, and then like the dispensers have more shulker boxes in them, obviously. It's because this is just a shulker loader, which I didn't know how to make, so I looked up that. So this is the shards, which I use a lot of shards, so there's not much in there. Crystals, there's a ton, because I don't use many crystals, because those are just used for sea lanterns, so shulker boxes be loaded in, the dispensers, whatever. You saw my shulker farm, so that's where I got it. A ton of rock cod. I can trade it to fishermen, which, now that I'm thinking about it, in this copy, my villager's center is still covered in shulker boxes. But, like, I don't really care about how it looks too much. So, you'll see that later. We're actually getting pretty close to touring that. But I just want to show off my garden farm. As you can see, I'm already level 217. So I'm at the Scipio Nether Hub right now, which is this one. There's a mine and stuff that goes down, whatever. I don't really know what's up with this place, but from here, when we first designed where Scipio would be, this was way before I built my actual Nether Highway, so I built another tunnel, which before the Nether Highway, this is the main tunnel I was using. But this goes pretty far. I mean, it goes really far. The tunnel doesn't really, though. So it drops down here, and then there's another tunnel that will take a left, because I'm basically, like, same amount of blocks out in both directions, which is why the other tunnel goes diagonal. And while we're stopping by it, there is a base here, which, the random base that was griefed, also has this base, which was also griefed, because they didn't claim any land. They just made bases. They beat the game. The first got stuff most, fastest, whatever. So their nether portal is in underground, but they actually built, like, I think a pretty nice way up. Like, I like it. Bedrock, can you please fix that? I don't need to know what my sword has on it constantly. That's besides the point. They were robbed from so much. They had so much stuff in here because they didn't expect it to be found. So it was like elytras and stuff. And yeah, so Hunter took a ton of them, and his base is super far away. So I think he was just flying through the overworld, or maybe through the Nether. And then he found the portal, or he just found this in the overworld, and he was like, "Oh, huh." So he took the stuff. Oh my gosh. Okay, now I know I didn't go overboard with the pink petals, because they're everywhere in Cherry Forest. I made them more, like, realistic. Like, why would there be some this way if the things float this way, and those are really far away? Like, why would there be them there? So, you'll see what I did in Young Genso, but first off, we'll check here. This was robbed. They were going to make a gold farm. Never ended up happening. I'm guessing there were villagers in here. It looks like they actually still have villagers, so this was probably just a breeder. I'm wondering what villager they actually still have, because that's interesting. This cat looks like my cat in real life. I have a pet one of this in Minecraft also. Alright, let's see. Mending for 36 is so steep. I've mending for like 14, I think. Ethan has mending for like 12. This is where the tunnel continues. So I just flew through there. That's where the Nether Fortress was. This was just a mark. Oh yeah, this is where it continues. I usually just fly through here, but I haven't used this tunnel in so long, which is why I'm, not really. Oh, I act that guy. Okay. So here we exit out, and if you notice, right here is the Halloween event. So you exit right next to the Halloween event. Let's ignore the gas. All right, so this is. Oh my gosh, worst time to get hatched on fire. My nether tunnel, which you saw at the very start area, continues all the way over, and this is my base, which I will go into later. While we're flying through the nether, these are some of my frogs. This is how I got some frog lights. Oh my gosh, I can't stop catching on fire. Over here is another portal to a snowy village, which is, I got ice next to it because there was like an ice biome, and then I also brought frogs from there to get my green frog lights, which are down here. That's the frog. It's very painful how I got them, but I still got them. One more thing, I have a piglin bartering station like over here. Not anything like sophisticated, just a hole in the ground with this where there's quite a lot of pigmen in there. And I get my trades. I put them in here. A lot of crying obsidian, a lot of really good stuff. So I have soul speed on my boots, obviously. This is not how I got my quartz. I had to mine for all of it, or my blackstone, which because it's just faster to mine for it. I actually could have gotten a ton of blackstone out of this. The string, I ended up killing spiders because I forgot that this stuff just gave me a ton of string and I already had it. But I think this is really cool. I might just splash myself with this just so we don't have to deal with catching on fire again. Yeah, it's really laggy right now because I'm just loading a ton of new chunks, apparently. So normally I just fly through this and it's pretty fast, easy, smooth. And boating through this is a little hard because it's a diagonal. Um, I'm not trying to build a machine to line me up or whatever. Alright, I can probably get out here, to be honest. Yeah, I can. Even though this is a copy, I kind of just like to... I don't know, I feel like it's right to do that. If we fly over here, we can find... I'm pretty sure it's over here. My panda sanctuary. So basically, I took pandas all the way from over at the... past my guardian farm, even further away than my guardian farm. And I tried taking them all the way to my base. But then I realized that there's just jungles closer, which there were even jungles even closer than the ones I took them from. I was building a zoo, so I just ended up dropping off my animals here because my armadillos died. There were closer pandas, and another frog died. I forgot that I didn't need to transport the frogs in boats. I could just, you know, use like their eggs and hatch them somewhere else. So yeah, this is the panda sanctuary. I really like how I designed it. I had little like ferns at the corners here. I really like this fence. I've never really built fences like this before. I've never built a panda sanctuary before either. I did a lot with animals that I've never done before in this realm. Um, yeah. So there's sick pandas. There's normal pandas. I just have some light posts, bamboo forest here, some podzilla around this nice little like pond for them. I built paths and I built these nice archways. Not really archways, but just like light posts. A bunch of trees. I had to hand make a lot of these trees. I don't know why I couldn't grow them. I just don't think they were growing right. I think that's the problem. These trees I just grew. I mean, I think probably I had to retry once or twice, but not too much. They just grew tall. But yeah, I just built some of these. This obviously naturally spawned. Just more of these. I really liked it. Alright, so it's always tricky to find because I obviously don't have a hole in my highway normally, and for some reason I don't write down the ports. But another Frulingfeld territory is just hidden away here, which I just thought it was funny that my thing crossed next to it. So it's like the only thing that goes in this direction besides my base and the Panda Sanctuary. Alright, so we spawned at the gold farm. So this used to be a base, and then it was abandoned, and then it was griefed a lot, I'm pretty sure, and then eventually it was claimed back, claimed by someone else. It was claimed by Ethan. Oh my gosh, sorry about that. So only one of, actually, I don't even know what happened to it. So the gold farm used to have two. There's still an enchantment setup. There was this sorter, which I guess broke also. So yeah, everything was griefed and broke. But up here is actually Diddy Nation, which it's from part of it's made by the same people who made the base in the cherry forest and the one that was griefed earlier. This is the only thing they really claimed, and I guess now it's part of Frulingfeld. I don't know what happened. But yeah, since it was like technically high enough above this base, it was able to be claimed up there. Okay, and so this used to also be a thing. Everything was destroyed. That's just what I'm trying to say. Let me fly around before I go to the new parts. This is a farm. This is a monument here. These are... I don't know if Ethan built this or these were already built, but they're random pillars and stuff. These are the mines. Bamboo farm. Territory of Frulingfeld. So those are the old Frulingfeld flags. So I guess he hasn't touched it in a while. But here was a plantation, so these are the Skeller plantations. And I feel like this is a cool, interesting thing to see from the sky. Like, cool patterns with the sugarcane, but it was just a giant sugarcane farm. And then this, like, prison yard, so... Seems like there were, like, 2 prisons on the server. You go in here, it's empty again. Ethan isn't much of an interior person, which we're making a base together next home, so I'll definitely do interiors for him. But he likes to build exteriors, and they usually look good. These are my flags. So your Genso is all four elements, so it's heavily inspired by Avatar, but it's not supposed to be like a recreation or anything designed after it. It's just supposed to be inspired. You know, like if people had like powers, like bending powers. Um, so I have water, earth, fire, and air there. For the progress of my base, I was just going to show it for each of what I'm calling the Great Wave. But like I did a little bit too much with the between Great Wave, so I'll just show that off now. Um, we have the bridge. I ran out of Dark Prismarine. I'm going for like a building style, but I'm not looking at any reference images. So like I see something, realize I did it wrong, but you know I'm just leaving it because it's good enough. You know, it looks good, and that's all that matters. At night, this is all lit up too. I have like glowstone inside of the pillars and in the tops. We have another tunnel. I don't think this was here last time. Up here we have cobblestone, just so it looks like more. Yeah, I don't know what I was going for. We are going to have support beams, four of them. One here, one there. We're using like basalt because everything else is taken. Blackstone for the like Fire Nation area over here. Tough for the like airbending air nation. I think it's yeah, andesite for water. And for earth we are using deep slate. So like only thing that like worked was the basalt, which I think it looks good. Still working on that. We have another there, and then two bigger pillars inside the water, just so it looks better, more realistic, you know. I just did this. This is just mapping out everything for the fire area. Hold on, I'm gonna just get to the water so I can Reptide. Um, I do want to put something here just because I have empty space. It might be a farm, might be another building, but I'm just gonna like put path from here to there. So that might be there. Um, I think that's about it. Showing like the behind the scenes. This is where made most of my work is. Also doing a Halloween event. That would be a different recording. So upload before this. Since this will just be the evolution of my base. We have the like portals there. That's the gold farm, bamboo farm, and then like just farm there for like melons, carrots, and potatoes. Farmer, cleric, netherwort, unbreaking 3 villager, mending villager, and over there underground is another farmer for this. Alright, I'm gonna go over my base because I'm about to do some changes to it. And I just haven't updated, like made a new video in a while. Sorry for the lag, that's because of the recorder. So if it's not very smooth, that's not my bad, but I mean, I do play on a laptop, so it's probably why. Okay, so there's still the gold farm. I haven't added an item sorter. We have our crop farm, which just has alternating like potatoes and carrots. Beacon for the stone farm, which is pretty good. And for sorry about lag, but I'll shut up about that. We have a super smelter, which I decided to have a system where I get blast furnaces and furnaces instead of something that automatically fuels it, which was a dumb decision, because I haven't once used the blast furnaces. There's just nothing I need to blast furnace. Basalt farm. That also like drops off basalt onto your head, which I'd pick up if I was there. Extra element blocks, which is for my build over there. Miscellaneous stuff that are just like building blocks. I have quite a lot of dirt, as you can see. These are like, most all of these are dirt, and they're actually like full. Quite a lot, just extra blocks. Anyway, farm cactuses. I like the lighting, not fully done with it though. We have mangroves growing over here for my build over there. We have, that's about it. Stonemason to sell stone to. I'm breaking 3 for 14 emeralds. Quarry here. Um, Sugarcane surrounding the whole island. I'm not planning on making detailed videos constantly. Um, anyway, we're working on the fire area right now. I mean, me. I'm the only one building this. Um, it's kind of annoying because, like, there are other people online, but, like, they're working on their own builds. So this is just me. But I'll do a full tour once I'm done with all builds. This is just to show a progress check. I'm working on that pillar. It's just a progress check. So that it's not like a, oh, I'm back and everything's built. Water walls there. We have, all the Tory gates. I didn't do them great. Like, they're not, like, great to the architectural style. Like, obviously, they're supposed to be 2 straight beams, and then the curved parts are supposed to go out more. I'm too lazy to change it, and I think it looks good, so I'm not going to do anything with that. We have, yeah, like I said, and I'm working on the temple for the water. I don't know, I just had a lot of prismarine. Alright, so I usually do this whenever I need to. I'm going to, like, drastically change this, which it's not going to be crazy. It's just better lighting, like, as you can see here. That part's more dark. That's because I'm making these spaced out 5 instead of, like, 9, which they were. So I'm just going to be doing a ton of changes like that. I'm working on, like, some support beams there. As you can see, I built the buildings here, but, like, this one's not finished. This one, this one, this one, and this one are finished. I'll show them all at the end, so I don't need to go over everything. I'm just working on this. I don't know what it's going to look like, but it's in process. But basically what I'm going to change is mostly the roads. So as you can see, they're basically nothing. I mean, they're not really detailed. I'm not going to detail them, but, and then the lighting, it's all set up like this. I can change that. A lot has probably changed since the last time I've shown any of this. All my villagers are now in here. And a bone meal farm, super smelter, kelp farm, and then I put my gold farm in here with some more villagers and sorter and stuff. So this is Yongenso. This is the island of Yongenso. It's the industrial area, so it's not supposed to look super fancy. We have hidden lighting and beds underneath the floor here, which I think is nifty. Like I said, there's a lot of shulker boxes here, because I trade with these fishermen a lot, so we have shulker boxes. Oh, here are all of my shulker boxes that I used to build. This was for water, just like this stuff. Fire, I didn't actually have much shulker boxes. Trial stuff, a lot of bones in here. And this was my redstone box a while ago. Earth. Not Earth, air. This is Earth. Which this is even my ancient city one. I'll show in Realm Stories later what that's about. I also paid someone 24 ancient debris to build part of the pillar you'll see over there. And yeah, these are just my chests and stuff. Random stuff in them. The middle one I actually use for, like, building the industrial parts. Crops, cobblestone, like a lot of stuff. I have stacks of that stuff. Dirt, these used to be full. They went to the pyramid. The pyramid base had to be built, just a lot of stuff. Element blocks, which I never really needed that much for Deep Slate. I had a ton. Yeah, I had a ton of dirt. Alright, well, he left. This is the basalt farm. Or basalt, whatever. I think it's cool. I designed it myself. I'll show my design worlds also after this. It's really fast, and then you'll also see it drops from the top. That little funnel takes it from the top and then drops it down on me. So, and then there's also hopper minecarts under there to move and pick stuff up. This one is just a stone farm. It just has hoppers. And as you can see, there's a lot of cobblestone because, like, sometimes it forms into cobblestone, but not too often. Here's a normal farm, just agricultural. Here is my sniffer. Also, I'll go back into the villager area because I didn't even show what villagers I had. This is a kelp farm I made, which kelp farms are really slow, actually. But the reason this one is pretty good is because I have these dispensers, so I can put bone meal in them and supercharge it. This is my item sorter, which has a couple item loaders, and one unloader. This is what it is, and then this determines how full it's supposed to get. And yeah, it's very confusing. But there's 48 furnaces, a ton of hoppers, and it's double hopper, so that apparently it's weird. It's bugged where, like, if if it was on the hoppers to the next of it, it would pick up items from the other hopper minecart up there, which was dumb. This is the gold farm. There used to be, you had to go up and flick the levers individually originally, because if we fly over here, sorry about that, yeah, there's 4 portals. There's lighting. I designed a box for it. I mean, unlike the netherrack just throws everything off, but I didn't want to have to fully build the farm, so the netherrack stays. There's turn down my volume. Well, there's a trident killer here which kills all the pigmen, with like 4 different tridents in it. So as you can see, pigmen will start falling. A ton of pigmen spawn. Like it's really efficient. Like if I turn it off now, you'll see a ton still spawn, and then if I fly up here, yeah, you'll see all the pigmen. So it's really quick, it's really efficient, it's really nice. There's the auto crafter there for the nuggets, and then we have a ton of rotten flesh, which I can trade to the clerics, which are right here. Who just live here, so I can just trade to them. Here's like a sword, not sorter, like brewing machine. And I use this splash oozing to get slime blocks. It was funny, I got to throw it in there, and then just so much slime spawned, like, too much. My game was, like, getting destroyed. That's just a flower farm. You turn it on, it's pretty inefficient, so I just usually, like, bone meal flowers on the ground and then pick it up, but it gets you more dandelions. Dandelions, for some reason, spawn poppies occasionally. I don't know why. I was just trying to get beehives here. This is where I grew mangrove trees for mangrove wood. Nether wart farm, and then all around the island, which it used to be connected right here, but I made it unconnected right here. All around there's sugarcane. There's a giant quarry where I got a lot of stone for stone I needed, and I added these things just because I want you to be able to, like, jump into the quarry. And glow squids actually spawn down there on the other side. I think that's pretty cool. So I took all the stone, but there's still some stuff in here. Yeah, like iron there, for whatever reason, saddle. But yeah. Here's my happy gas, which I didn't use to transport any mobs because they weren't in the game. There's also lighting here, you'll see at night, but I didn't even have it for my, like, first tunnels and stuff, or building much of anything, because it got added into the game, like, when I was very close to finished with the base. Alright, so there's bamboo farm, and then there was supposed to be a building around this, which is why there was those bone blocks. But this is the farm for... I designed myself a bone meal farm. As you can see, oh yeah, it bone meal stuff, and then pushes stone, and I have it set so that it only does stone. There's no cobblestone, because you can't bone meal cobblestone, which is why there's that hopper clock you see off to the left. It's just so that it doesn't bone meal cobblestone. Or it doesn't make cobblestone in the first place. And it actually is pretty efficient. Like, it's not super fast, but just having it here running is nice. There's a hopper minecart that takes it down, that picks up the stuff on the ground, and then unloads it. Add a little composting thing, and then you'll see the bone meal shoots up through here, and then falls back down. So it's not like a collection thing, I just collect out of the dispenser, just to make it a little easier for me. Over here is a bed I used a lot in the field, just slept there. As you can see, there's lighting under the moss carpets. You don't need to see that. I have a cactus farm. We couldn't find any deserts, So I think we probably just got that from like a trial chamber or some other place. My flags, and then I had this little parkour thing. It might be a little hard right now because it's laggy, but I mean I got it flawless a ton, obviously, just without stopping. I just like to sprint the whole thing. There's one 4-block jump, which is the end. Oh yeah, and then you walk down here. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what I designed. I've just wasted some time there when I'm like, I did it when I was waiting for the happy guest to grow up. I put him in my old sugarcane thing. Anyways, we will start the tour to Yungensa now. This is the city. I'm gonna walk for this tour, just because I feel like it's nicer to be on the ground. I'll fly later, but it's probably be on the sidewalk. So while we're walking through, you'll notice sewers. You'll notice lighting. Lots of like street lamps, which I designed myself, I think. I mean, I took inspiration for these ones, but these ones, I like the design that I made. And yeah, this is the country. You'll see all this water, and you might think, oh, it's just flowing water from the top. All of it is full water sources. Like, if I place this one here, I swim up even to the middle, like, right here. Boom. I got water. It's insane. It took me so long, and it was unnecessary, but I did it. Anyway, before we do that tour, we also just have spots to collect rainwater is the idea. And then, since there's a slope, I put them at the bottom. I also can't really put them here. That's annoying. But we just have these rainwater collections, and then we have all 4 nations. We have air, fire, earth, and water. For the trees that are really annoying to grow, I custom made a lot in the fire, and then this one in the earth, and then I just designed where like the leaves would fall here. Since it falls on the path, it actually falls over here. You see the wind blows it. It usually gets blown over here, so it falls over there. Same with this. They fall into these areas, and I spent way too long like actually like going over, where would it fall? Where would it fall? And just watching it fall to see, oh, where should I put them? Like, they fall there, they fall there. So, just a lot with the trees, and then you'll see at night, I like moss carpet because it kind of just looks like other shrubbery. So, you'll see at night that this whole place is lit up. Anyway, let's get back to the path, because there's actually a walking path for every place. And the paths are also lit up with hidden lighting, and then also street lamps, which I designed. There are just unique ones for each nation. Alright. This is the library, which I really like the design of the outside. I mean, it's hard to see from here, but it's very tall, probably like one of the tallest non-temple builds. And the inside is also really nice, saying it's just a library, because like you can't do too much with the library, but still, I think it's nice. Window seating areas, and then over here are like lecterns, so you know where to find books. And we have them labeled here. Ladders to like get up and reach the shelves, like pots with plants. I think it's nice. Up here, there's a nice chandelier with some paintings, some bookshelves, pots with all different sherds. Getting the pottery sherds are really hard for all of this. Alright, so this part isn't a voiceover. I just wanted to show the trail ruins I was digging up, because I feel like it's pretty cool. So I got 7 pottery shards. I need, I'm pretty sure, 10, but still got some. And I got all 5 of the armor gems. I'll take them out real quick. But actually, it might be 4. But it's pretty cool. Like, I didn't get these last run from doing that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's all of them. But like, last room I just got Wayfinder like 8 times from one trial chamber. Trail ruins, my bad. But I just feel like it's cool. So down here there's, I don't know, there's just pathways and stuff. That brush was basically dead. So there's like little rooms. I know, like, obviously you've seen the trial chamber, but trail ruins, oh my gosh. But they're all different, so I thought it would be cool to show. Little brick room, and I didn't like destroy any blocks besides like dirt and gravel. So in case like you're someone who destroys everything. So there's a little like campfire place. It's really cool actually. Anyways, I don't even know what this is, but that's there. Um Over here there's brick room. Again, there's a lot of brick. And then just more path. But I thought that was cool. I excavated this whole thing and I just wanted to show where I get like pottery shards from, because they're a big problem. There's no desert near like anywhere close to where we live. Enchantment table. Then we have, as you can see, it's night and everything's still bright, which I like. We have, I'll just go around because I also had to detail and design the outside. So we have that part up top. This is the water area, but we'll just stop by it. And then yeah, that's the outside. We'll view everything from the top later, but yeah, that's the outside of that house. This house is just the Zookeeper's house. I designed employment for like all of the houses, like what the people's jobs would be, and then where they live. So this is the Zookeeper's house. This is the outside. I like it. I tried to mix in like even houses with odd houses, different like height houses, different shapes. Like that's an interesting shape. In here, there's paintings. Well, painting. Pot, place to eat, place to store stuff, and place to read and sleep. Also, there was a glitch for a while. If you logged out your paintings, they would break when you logged back in, so I ended up having to log out at the island every single time I want to log out. It was quite annoying. Before we go into the zoo, which is right here, I'd like to go into the butcher's house. I like the outside a lot. I'm not the biggest fan of the inside, so the outside I feel like is very well designed. I really like this area. And then we have the mobs that, not mobs, cows and pigs that it has here. And then in here you can chop the meat, grindstone to sharpen the axe. A little like washing area. Storing the food in here and in the barrels for some stuff. Stone cutter, and then like the axe. So as you can see, everything is still lit up. We have these pillars lit up. All that stuff is lit up, the torii gates. Everything is bright, except for the tops of the trees, but like, they'll start decaying if you break into them and place lighting. Alright, this is one of the first houses I actually designed for this whole base, and I still like it. I like the interior. I did the interiors way later for a lot of these, but the outside's nice too. And I already showed that part, but yeah, again, the petals that fall. This is a nice garden around the fighting area. There's a fighting area for each of the 4 elements. If we come in here, you get to see the inside. There's a kitchen, which is nice. There's also a bedroom, which also has a closet, which has clothes. And again, this is all built in survival, so I had to get the resources for all of this, work hard for all of this, and design all of it. I designed it in creative, which I'll show the design in creative, but then I had to like rebuild it and everything. Temples weren't too designed in creative, but I mean, I did have a little bit of designing that I did in creative, but like the actual structure was all built here. I didn't want to have to rebuild a whole temple. So you can earthbend here, which I think is really cool. And then I designed this on survival. I'll show what I designed in creative once I go into that world. You also have the plants for all 4 nations: fire, air, water, and then earth, which I want to use some plants for the earth temple. There's a giant stalactite in the middle with lava flowing down the sides. It causes cracks in the ground, which are there. And then if you go up the ladder, you'll be on the 2nd floor. So we have the armor, which I decided that iron would be the armor here because it's like metal bending. I thought that would be probably fitting. So an axe, a crossbow, and a shield. Also an archery corner. They're more of archers, I decided. You know, it's just inspired. I designed like what the story would be mostly for this. We have mob heads like trophy hunting. And over here is, I mean, some paintings, but here over here is the map of Scipio. So the island, the airport which I showed, the dam which I showed, his entire base which I showed, which has before the thing there got burnt down, the iron farm, the nuclear power plant, and the prison. If we go up though, here is the master bedroom, which I'll just go to sleep now. But I like the way I designed this area. I think it's very nice. Alright, this is a new recording because I took a little bit of a break, but so I toured the inside of that, but I also have like different details on all the sides, so it's probably, I mean, you can't really see it here. There's no windows here because like there's nothing really to look at, but I don't know, I have these like cool designs. I also, a lot of it is also just designed to light it up because solar lanterns really don't do a good job lighting it up. Anyway, let's hop off. So, say you were in the temple. This is another entrance to the zoo. So, in the zoo, you can see there's little like areas to peek in. There's the fox exhibit. There's the panda exhibit, which there's also this nice fountain. But a better view of the panda exhibit is over on this little viewing area, because this happy panda likes to, excited panda, whatever, likes to roll in this corner. They can move around the whole thing. That one just likes that corner. There's frogs in here, which I had to build that little mangrove tree. The rest of the stuff just grew, and then I also just, I mean, I built all of this. The reason why it's built out of this stuff is it's supposed to be like it's lifted from the ground. It was inspired by the episode where Aang like made a zoo by earthbending. So it's supposed to be like this was all just earthbended, and then like some stuff was added, like obviously the glass, but like the main zoo part was actually just all made by the ground up from the actual ground. There's a couple armadillos in here. Very early into the realm, like one of them escaped, but I genuinely don't know how, because it's never happened again, and I couldn't find an escape spot. So there's 3 of them. You're supposed to just view it from these little sections. You know, just be here, view the armadillos, and there's more spots to looking at the frogs, and same with the, same with the frogs, but look at the foxes also. That's my bad. But yeah, I designed this area, and this was all built in survival. I didn't like design it and create it first. I just, you know, started building, and I liked how it looked, and I kept building it. I gave myself a little palette in creative, but that's about it. So I can walk around. There's more areas to walk. You know, there's obviously the like blossoms I was talking about, petals. I mean, underneath the cherry blossoms. So to make it look realistic, there's other places to look at frogs. Same with armadillos. There's all petals, which you have to place by hand, which is annoying. So there's like probably a shulker box of petals placed around, and you have to place all of those. So that took a while. I'd like to continue the tour by going to the actual path. Also, this is one of the 2 pillars. And if we go in here in the water, there's actually these massive pillars. And if you look closely at them, you'll notice that this is smooth basalt and basalt alternating. And it's just like, I made it in a pattern, and I was very precise on it, and I liked, not like an actual pattern that keeps repeating, but like just a random pattern. Just completely random. And then I built the one on that side, and then I had my friends build this one, which I fixed it up, but again, it's alternating basalt and smooth basalt, and this is the only sign that's lit up. I thought it would be lit up to Young Genso, because it's supposed to be like, this is a village that's just like located by itself. Yeah, because they were glitching here, and I have a conduit effect, you'll see all the land I had to flatten to make this all full water blocks, which I had to place kelp. I'll actually now show all the videos of the Great Wave before we go on the tour that had to deal with all of this water. So, I'm doing a voiceover for this also. So, it seems I started doing this back in, I can't even tell, I think that's October 2024. So, it was quite a long journey. So, I just wanted to show all of this because it shows I was really placing this, and obviously you can't see all the kelp because I broke it down because I had to break and replace everything. But for every other block, I had to build up all the way to the 267 right there. Yeah. Um, every other block, just placed kelp up there, and then I had to, break the kelp so I could place more, which, it took a really long time. But like what it shows is just crazy. I had no need to do all this. I mean, I could have just had water flowing down from the top, but I thought this would be cooler, and it certainly is cool seeing. Just I called this the Great Wave, and I had several of these, because I had to to make the whole ball of water. This one I did with my friend Ethan. I mean, he didn't help me place any of the kelp. I just told him to come over here like once I was ready to place the final kelp to make the water do this crazy thing. Because I'd hold off on placing the final thing most of the time, uh, to just have it all happen at once. Like I could have it happen gradually, but I thought it would be cooler for the Great Wave, and it is really cool, honestly. I'm even able to go up a little at this point. So all of this is times 8 speed, so this is actually happening really fast. And this happens over the span of, like, probably 10 months. Like, all of the Great Waves in total, not, like, just this one. But, yeah, because I worked a ton on this in the summer, and then, I spent a ton of time in the rest of the year as well, but spent a bulk of the time on Young Genso in the summer, except for the Great Waves. The Great Waves I just did across the year, but it was just first clearing off all of this land to make it flat, so that the water can actually do this, which you're seeing. And then I also had to place all the kelp, so that there were full water blocks to make it, like, fill in. So this one was close to... Actually, no, it wasn't. But still, this one was crazy. I remember all of these, and I had to spend hours working on just placing kelp. Not the most fun process, but... Anyways, it's about to be Thanksgiving for me right now editing this, and hopefully I can actually get this out for Thanksgiving. It looks like the final time will be about 2 hours and 40 minutes, which is crazy long. It's basically this length of a movie, so there's that, but you can watch it on 2x speed, just put it in the background. I just feel like I want to have this shown off. I, like, want to show all my work, show what I got done. I saved the world onto a file I exported. I might eventually, like, release the files. that sounds weird, but just have them be public so people can download the worlds. And then I also made a copy, went into creative, and, like, copied a bunch of the finished temples, just because I didn't build those in creative first. Like, I designed a ton of stuff in creative first, but not the temples. I like rough designs, but I didn't build, like, the whole thing out creative. Because then that means I have to rebuild the whole thing out in survival. Because I don't like cheating at all. I mean, it's survival vanilla Minecraft. I think it's just fun to do it on your own. We didn't even have, like, add-ons. They made add-ons to actually not use cheats, but we didn't use any of those. Because I just think vanilla Minecraft is really fun. Like, we have filler realms that have, like, add-ons, which are goofy, but, like, it would die out too fast, if there was just constant add-ons. Anyway, here I finally decided to, like, stand still for the time-lapse. Kind of wish I made a viewing platform for all of them, but it was too late. This was the final Great Wave, so the other parts out of distance, but yeah, that's pretty cool. Alright, now we're back on our tour. Let me get to the ground. So let's continue on the right side. Here is the path to the rest of the buildings. So this building is nice. If we can look at the top, yeah, there we go. This is actually probably the last building I designed in this whole realm, besides the air temple, but like last house, I mean. So there's the outside, and I think the outside's pretty nifty. I like it. I like this part too. I just think it came together nice. The inside, this is where I usually sleep, but I sleep in many houses. I like the inside. It's just a nice, like, inside, And then this is the fisherman's house. So his job is fisherman. Oh, and I didn't mention it, but the butcher's house is the 2-story one over here, right here. Yeah, that's the butcher's house. And this is the butcher, like, shop, whatever. Let's get back to the on-foot tour. Because I feel like it really shows the scale if you're actually just walking on foot in this area. And I had to bum me all of this. I had to design all of this. We have some different types of lamps. This is just fishing baskets out here. Like, this is where the fisherman stores all the fish, and this is where people buy it. Temple is out here. I really like this temple. I need to explain this. So, this water flowing down here is the same water you see flowing on the outside up there, yeah. And I guess I will do a flying just to, show it in its scale. And just to show its other sides. So we have like different designs on the other sides and whatever. Whatnot. Now let's go back to the entrance. So all the temples have the same like structure, but they all have different designs. And also, I do have the designs repeat, but that's only on the temples. And I mean not like repeating between all the temples. All the temples are different. I mean like that's there, and same with there, and then it's also on the other side. Those two sides are different, but there's the water streaming down and stuff all on four sides. I don't do that with the rest of the houses. They're very unique. On each side, each wall is uniquely designed. It's just this big. So we have statues, and then this water, it pours into the fountain and connects to the fountain. So the idea is there's the waterbending master lives in this temple, and he waterbends the whole fountain. Like, he is in charge of like activating it. So there's a little bubble elevator, which can take you to the second floor, and that's the same water from there. I'll show you how it connects. It goes through there, and this is where it like goes out and flows down, and then it flows all the way down to the bottom pool. So it's all connected. So this is the map room of Frulingfeld. So I showed you, here's the whole like main Frulingfeld area. Gold farm, raid farm, pyramid. Here's Zonescope space, which I showed. I think I just touched my trackpad by accident. And then here's the Ren.2, which I showed, and here's Liberty City. So all of those I've already showed off. Here's the little enchanting corner. There's the ocean, like, treasures corner. Different paintings on each thing. This is the armor for the waterbender. I think it's pretty cool. I couldn't find any chainmail, so I repurposed the chainmail I got from the trial chambers. This is a maxed trident. This is the trident I use when it's thunderstorming. Let me drop this. And this is like maxed armor also. The chainmail isn't maxed, it just has prot 4 though. And then you can come up further. You just have to swim up for this part. And then this is my pet axolotl. This is the bedroom I usually use. So this is the bedroom, which I like, and then it has a nice view of Young Genso. Pretty high up here. And then I will actually swim out through here. I think it'll be cool. I do have the conduit effect just because we have a conduit like right next door. I just wanted to keep it so you could see the flattened ground easier. So yeah, you can swim out here, and then you can also just go all the way down. Again, to like the pool I said. But yeah, since I have the conduit effect, I will quickly show all this is flattened. It's all flattened. It took so long to flatten that, and I also had to cut through, like, if we swim through here, I had to cut through a hill here, and there's even a bigger hill on the other corner. Alright, we'll get back to the tour of the water, but again, we have a tunnel. This is where the road ends. I don't know how to really end it. We have the sewers. We have the lighting. This one I actually also used a happy gas for, and it went so much faster. Because on the other one, the happy gas wasn't even out when I built that. Alright, now we're back to the path. So as you can see, everything's lit up. It's all nice. All nice and nice. But if you actually cut over here, you can get over to the, like, fighting, sparring, dueling, whatever place of the water, where you can waterbend to raise a platform out of the ground. You know, you're waterbending for that. You know, you're lifting it up with the water. It's a water spout. Let's go with that. There wasn't many ways to show waterbending. And then they can just swim back. It's all normal blocks again. It's very nice. A lot of redstone under here. I'll show the redstone later in the actual world I designed it. And then there's these bridges. I wanted to, like, I was experimenting with different, like, gradients with it. Not gradients, different, like, blocks. Like, having a mix. But I honestly thought it was nicer just as plain prismarine. And I like the lighting, I like the arches, I like it all. I think it's really nice. Then if we come up here, as you can see again, it's night, everything's bright. Alright, I'm getting sidetracked. This is the brewer's house. This is the brewer, the witch or brewer lives in here. But this is, where they make their spells, potions, whatever. So this is the outside of it. I like this little design here. That's pretty nice. They get like their glistening melons from here. They get glowing carrots, netherwort. The sugar cane's down there. I just thought basic brewing ingredients. Here's the inside. It's pretty nice. There's like books, spell books. There's pots. This is pots. They put like the drinks in there. That's why I have them designed. Like if you see on the eating places that there's like pots. Those are supposed to be cups. I think they look pretty similar to it. I mean, there's a cauldron with spells, brewing stand, and then yeah, this is just the nice little interior. We have the little spider painting with a cauldron and a witch because I thought that was fitting. We have this house, which I think is really interesting. So it's actually an even shaped house, and then it's tall here, and then there's a little upper part, which a lot of the roofs are quite similar. Like the design. I didn't look at any reference photos. I just designed it all myself and hope it looks good, and I think it looks good. So that's different than this. The one up there's different than all of them. Those little like curves are different. Same with that. Like I reused the middle curve there for the library top part, but it's just a whole bunch of different stuff. Okay. Let's get back to the outside of this. A little window. Okay, I was trying to see if I could look at the upper part or windows. I actually swapped this. Like in the world, the window was supposed to be on this side, and that was supposed to be on the other side. But it just didn't make really much sense why you'd be looking at the water wall when you could be looking out at like the rest of everything. So we put it here. And then this side, that's where another window is where you can look out, so it's pretty nice. We come inside here. There's the cup, candles. I guess it wasn't lit, whatever. We have fish, storage. Huh. I thought most all the candles were lit. Sorry, let me get back to this. Bedroom. When you come down back to the path, you can take this way, where you go to another bridge. And this takes you to like a little prayer building, which I think is nice. If you walk in here, there's like mats to kneel on and whatever. And then there's not prayer. I don't really know. Yeah, probably whatever. I just designed stuff. Okay, I didn't do any research. I don't know much, but I just like how everything looks. Oh, we just put diamonds around here for decoration. And then just water because I thought it would be cool, but like just a little like meditation, like spiritual area. That's what I'm trying to get at there. And then the outside. I really like the roof on this. I designed this very early. And then these designs are so goofy, which I like them. I probably reused this design a little bit. But like the rest are just so unique like this because I don't have any other like just two tall windows like that. So this is like super unique, and then I like the roof there if you saw that. And then there's, I mean, you kind of just walk back. There's not a path connecting it, but I just wanted to touch on this. This was all normal ground. I just added the river into this, and that's why cobblestone represents like it going up because gravel can't obviously be on its own. It just looks a little odd from the top because it randomly switches from cobblestone to gravel, but that's because this is just to bring up elevation, whatever. It's like part of a bridge. This is the air section. We have some nice houses here. We have... also like the street lamps. I really like how acacia trapdoors look on a side note, but we have the beekeeper building, which you see the bees out here. This is where... I mean, I don't really harvest the honey, so there's a ton of honey. But yeah, the bees pop out. They go around, find flowers. I like the outside. I like the building. I like all the buildings. Actually, some I might not like as much as others. These aren't supposed to be lit. This is the candle shop as well. Like, it's a candle shop because you know, wax, which they get from the bee. So, oh my gosh, can that thing disappear? Yeah. And then this is the beekeeping thing. I thought like the chainmail would be kind of like a netting, so I thought that was pretty cool. If we come over here, we have the house which he lives in, because obviously the beekeeper can't just sleep in the air. I mean, it would be uncomfortable. He could. So this is the outside. This was also one of the first houses I designed. So it's like the only one that has this little thing. Because it's like the first house I designed. So here is the inside. There's a nice flower. I like the torch flowers. They're so hard to get though. Because you saw my sniffer farm, which doesn't really work because he sniffs it up at the edge. But I got flowers from that, so that's nice. Some paintings. This little like window design, so you can close the window. Open it. Yeah, that looks nice, man. So pottery, some storage, and a bed to sleep on. And then you also have jump boost in this area. Each of the things have their own respective traits, if you've noticed, the beacons. So that one was regeneration and speed. Earth was resistance, and then air is jump boost, because I thought that was fitting. And then fire is strength. So there's also a ton of farmland here, if you've noticed. This is where, like, the idea is that all four of these places, they work together. I mean, they're sectioned off just so they can be more efficient, but they aren't, like, at war. They're all at peace with each other. So I don't want to repeat buildings, so all the buildings are, like, different to, like, what they are. So there's, like, a blacksmith over there. There's farm, the wax shop, the brewer, the library. So all places have different things, and they all go to each other's little villages and all work together. So the population is very low in some of them. Like, population there is 3. Population in Earth is also 3. So, water and Earth both have 3, like, population, but that's permanent. Here, it's, permanently 4, but then there's also 3, students can be in there. And then at the fire, there's permanently 2, but then, 4 students can be there. So, population changes. Anyway, I'll fly up just to show, like, the farmland. So yeah, there's the farmland, there's the farmland. And then if we come down here, this is the farming house. I'll fly around it to show, like, the outside. I think it looks nice. I mean, it's definitely, like, it's probably the biggest non-temple. So it was a lot of work, but I still think it's very nice. And I think I still did a great job with it. So there's a little swing set, which I also think is kind of fun. Just some pillar stuff. Lighting. A little chair. It's really nice. You come inside, and then it's sectioned off. The farming stuff's there, and then the living stuff is the rest of the house. So farming stuff, we have dyeing the wool, because, like, they dyed the wool. A hoe, wheat, looms for other, like, stuff, like, yeah, banners and stuff, I guess. Chest just to store stuff. Kitchen, they eat here. In the show, the airbenders we were introduced to, I mean, they were all, like, monks, but, like, they still were, like, vegetarians, so in this area, we just have them all be vegetarians. I think that's nice. The rest of the towns don't, but, not towns, this is all one city, but, like, little sections don't. I like this spiral staircase. It's very nice, I think. So 2 people actually live here. This is the only place that 2 people live in. That's a normal house. So, a husband and a wife. They're both farmers, and grandfather clock. I like the pillars. The pillars just help, like, break up a room, I feel like. And then their clothes, the bed. So if we come out here, though, we have the... I like this at night, because the street lights look so nice. I really like how it looks with the frog lights. Even though frog lights are annoying to get, like, it still made it look so much nicer. Alright, so then we have this thing, which I didn't really know a purpose, but I think this is pretty fun. I'll show you. Yep, it's just a way to airbend stuff into the sky. It's pretty cool. Anyway, I really like how this temple looks on the outside. I'll just fly around to show the design. So I had these little like dip downs in the middle of it, so like stuff will dip down like there. I mean, um, instead of like arching and stuff. I feel like it was pretty cool and it's more unique. I was just also had to think of many new ideas because this is the last build of it. This is the last build I did, so I used a ton of ideas. I don't like reusing them. So we have chairs out here, just like a nice exterior. I mean, you can go in anyway, so I guess I'll go in through here. So there's this like air that's flowing through here. That's supposed to be represented by the glass, and then there's these to get up into this different areas. To get to the bedroom of the like main airbender, you go through this pillar, and then through to get to the bedroom of the other 3 students and the rest of the temple, you go up here. So here's a little place for them to like meditate, whatever. Um, it's not supposed to be pink. That's just my banner. But there's an elytra they're supposed to have, and they also have the mace. So I've had my mace there just for decoration. I got rid of it just to decorate. So that's a little annoying, but I think it's still pretty cool. Goat horn, and they're supposed to be like nomadic and stuff. So I thought goat horn would be cool to have, and a bundle also. The bedroom, I really like it. It's very nice. It's like 3 bedrooms in one. So they all share the stuff. 3 beds, lectern, place to eat. And then you close these when you're up here. Those are just to get up. And then to get down, I'll actually quickly do this. There's hay bales under there, which you just drop onto. And all 4 of these you can use to get up. Just this one's pretty close by. Yeah, so bedrooms, some nice designs. I like the designs. The looms, if you've noticed them in all of the houses, they're supposed to be like cabinets, like little drawers. I mean, not cabinets, but just drawers. Like you store stuff, you store your clothes in here, whatever you need. You just put stuff in there. And then barrels are like a little bit different. Like you store other stuff in there. More bookshelves, more like clothes storage is what I'm thinking about there. And then here's the map room of just the random places. Some of these are claimed, like this is probably claimed by Scipio. This is claimed by Frulingfeld. But this is like just random unclaimed bases, which I already showed. So like Deaconville here, my old base, which I never claimed, and then the little canal I built through there and that. Yeah, the old base there. Alright, so I think I should probably just... You can't really get from here to the top of the floor, so you kind of just walk off, and then you go back in here. You can't really get up with using this, but the idea is that the air monk is... I mean, they usually just wear pants, and then, like, you'll have the elytra, which kind of also symbolizes robes, but it's also so you can fly, you know? So a nice window, just one window. A nice little seating area. Bedroom. Pots, eating food. He's the only one with a golden carrot. Just like a nice little designed room. And then if you want to get down, you just drop down. Take no fall damage, you fall in a hay bale, which is under the carpet. It's just, having a hay bale looks kind of off. But as you can see, I also have lighting under the farmland. Because you can't really, like, place lights in the middle of the farmland. I thought that would be weird. So I put it under it, because I learned that you can do it under the paths. So I thought, yeah, under the farmland would work as well, and it does. Like, the farmland's bright. It's weird. Oh, there's also a sheep pen. The farmer has a sheep pen, which I designed the sheep pen. I like how it looks also. I think it's pretty nice. I should probably close that. Alright, so this is, an exit from the Air Temple. You come out here, this is their, like, little sparring training area. And this one is actually a game. So you're supposed to have wind bursts. I don't really have one right now. But basically you just try to knock the other person playing with you off these pillars. You go between them, and just like try to get away. And then you also use wind charges to just like throw at the other players, try and knock them off. Or you could use your fist. And then if you knock someone off, you have to make it over to there, or hit that with the pressure plate with your wind charge, which launches a firework, signaling that you've scored a point. If you get knocked off before you can score a point, though, like the other person has to get back on to knock you off. They can't shoot wind charges from down below. Then you can't score that point. You've lost the point. Then they can go try to score the point. So just to show off that, like, it does launch firework, which looks pretty cool during the night. Yeah, alright. So the floor is lit up, it's nice, just hidden lighting like slabs and stairs just goes a long way in trying to, like, make everything bright. Same with the moss carpet. And then, let's just show off, because it's night. Okay, sorry, the textures are bugged right now. So you can see where I placed the lighting just because the textures are bugged. But yeah, that's in all of these. So these are all lit up. The tunnels are meant to just use for elytras for these tunnels. So in these tunnels there isn't street lights or anything because it's not really meant to be walked on or anything. But it's just, there is a bridge, so I guess you can walk on it. This is the raid farm while we're right here. Villagers in that area. The guys die here. I get the loot in these chests, which I probably should have organized them, but you know what, it's fine. I've taken a lot out, but I don't go through too many totems. I just kill myself occasionally by accident. So yeah, it's a giant cube ball, so like all the water, it's in a perfect square, not a cube. This is probably taller than it is wide, but it's fine. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that, okay, yeah, the textures aren't bugged out anymore on the air Torii gate. And then there's the middle one, which was the last thing I built. Not built, I mean like the last thing I lit up though. Because as you can see, this whole thing is bright now. There's so many sea lanterns within it, because I could hide all of them so well. And that just lit up the whole thing. So all of these pillars are just like beacons of light now. All of these Torii gates. So that's pretty cool. Tunnel right here. This leads to nowhere, but just showing that I have another tunnel done. All the water's here. I definitely have all the water, man. I've shown the videos already in this. And then yeah, this is just everything from above. Like this is the whole thing. And then if you're saying like where's the fire, we'll get to that right now. This is the first one I started on, first one I did. First I want to take a stop over here. This is just a little camping ground in between the fire and air. Because the students actually, like, you know, will go camping together. They aren't at war. It's not supposed to be based off of the show. It's just very inspired. So, little sleeping bags, just a little nice camping ground. And I thought it'd be nice to have everything dirt, so I did that. Some nice chairs. Some nice lighting. Funny thing is, my friend made another portal, which kind of opened up into here. It like goes down all the way to a giant cave with dripstone, where I got a lot of the dripstone for my base. So I just want to show that off. Alright, in the Fire Nation, there's the blacksmith, which the outside doesn't really have any details, but I didn't think it needed any, so, because it's just blackstone. So just a little blacksmith. Pretty, like, usable, pretty, like, this thing is actually, like, good to have. It's actually useful. Infinite lava. This one I actually made useful. I didn't make a lot of the other builds useful, because what you sacrifice in, like, getting useness out of it, you also just lose all of the, like, beauty aspects of it, usually. But I still like the way it's designed. There's that little spike there. I'm gonna go up real quick. Yeah, I think it's really nice, honestly. This is the fighting arena. I don't like the outside too much, but the inside feels pretty cool. So if we flip that, we want to flip that, because you use these pressure plates to shoot fire, and, like, at the other opponent. You're just trying to, like, beat the other person. And those, yeah, shoot fire. So the walls are also, like, a certain length, so that, certain height, I mean, so that fire doesn't escape and, like, you know, go burn down a forest. Alright, so as we walk down here, there's all of these nice lights. The street lights for this area are much nicer, I feel like. Just more well-designed. Not really more well-designed, just much, like, different ones. There's, like, a lot of variation in them. So this is the little study here. So it's just communal, no one like runs it. Um, and you can come in here. A lot of times, this was when I first noticed that paintings were being destroyed. This painting got destroyed a lot, and then it despawns because it goes up there. This is one of my first buildings. I really like the design of when I made it, and it's still nice. I still enjoy it. I think I did a great job. I have no clue what that is. I didn't write a lot. I didn't write anything in any of the lecterns, but anyone who visited, I let them write whatever they wanted if they wanted to. Yeah, nice exterior. The exterior of this house, this is actually the first house I built in this whole realm. I'm not even joking. First house I built in the realm. I think it's pretty nice. Like, I'm actually gonna be honest. It still holds up. The interior might not, but the exterior certainly does. The exterior is nice. There's storage there. And then if we come over here, I like this. I think this is interesting. Let's keep saying I'm sorry about that. Let's just ignore that. So, just more here. And if we come down here, there's more streetlights. These trees are all custom made. Like, there's one or two. Like, over here, there's just naturally generated like this one and the rest. But I'm just saying in this little area, all custom made. Little campfire area. Logs for the fire. And just a little nice campfire setting. I like it. Over here, we have the sparring dojo, which there's already a fighting area, but this is just more like sparring, you know, training for fights, stuff like that. So it's not really the same. So if we go in here, we come into here, and this is the sparring arena. You know, you can put this up to make a ring, and then you have these outfits which you can wear, and then yeah, a little painting to symbolize what you're doing, and then a pot. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I like it. This is the first house I ever designed. This is where actually the firebender lives. He doesn't live in there because the students live in the top floor. The firebender actually lives in here, which I think is interesting. So this is the first thing I designed ever. I thought this looked good when I made it, and you know what? It's still pretty good. Definitely, I've built much better stuff, but this is still good. So in here we have just a bedroom, little kitchen area, and that's about it. You know, it's a really small house, but that's where the firebender lives. You know, he's just likes to be out in nature because there's a lot of nature in the fire area here. Except Fire Nation also, it's in here that they kind of extract the earth for natural resources. So the outside, I'll just go over real quick. It's not too much. There's smoke coming up from the smoke inside. My least favorite exterior of the temples, but it's still something. We have strength 2 in here. This is where they store natural resources in these chests. A little fire area in the middle. I made like the glass to look like a fire, so like you're in a fire, because I didn't know what else to represent Fire Nation with from the middle, because there's always like a middle like that in temples. First one I did. This is the map with Young Emso. So here's the Shulker Farm, Panda Sanctuary, Squid Farm, Guardian Farm, Creeper Farm. I will get to this. This is actually the Ominous Bottle Farm, which is actually really close to here, which is why I haven't showed it already. Raid Farm down there, which is connected to all of this. Earth, which for some reason, Dark Prismarine shows up like light blue. Well, normal Prismarine shows up that. I'm fine with the normal Prismarine color, but like Dark Prismarine's obviously green. I don't know what's up with this, but that's how it is. So, air. I like this like little spiral it makes, the air thing on the map. It looks cool. And then we have the island. So, yeah, I think that's pretty nifty. We have this armor set, which it's actually a maxed out armor set, maxed out like weapons and stuff. This one doesn't even knockback. This is better than my actual sword because it doesn't have knockback. But like shoes, the boots maxed, everything maxed. Like this is just a full-on backup set I have just sitting here. And like same with the axe. Like this is a good axe. This is a good pickaxe. Alright. This is just a little, like, natural resources, just, like, showing off wealth. And then pottery shards, because I thought that'd be cool. And then up here is where they live. Much less luxurious than the... They don't live in luxury like the air temple, which seems odd because they were so rich, so my excuse, is just that they never, like, spend any of their riches on actually improving life here in the Fire Nation. That's just gonna be my excuse. They, like to not live too wealthy. Again, it's not based off the show, so just, yeah, that really contradicts the, like, main fire part of the show, but, like, yeah, that's the temple. So this is everything from above. Story gates, the pillars, which are all detailed, which took so long. At least took longer because this is the one I made. I'm very detail oriented, so if it didn't look good, I change it constantly, which I fixed up the ones on the other side, but that's because they did it much faster, you know, but they still did pretty good job. I just had to fix some stuff up. And then, yeah, we have all the beacons, so 4 beacons also, plus the 5th one, which is on the island, and I might have another in, like, an ender chest or something. But yeah, that's about it. Alright, so I forgot to record this house when doing the tour. This is a couple days past Thanksgiving. Anyways, I showed the outside of it, but I never went inside of it, so the blacksmith's house is part of the Fire Nation. This was my creative thing. I promise you I built this in the survival, and didn't just leave the interior empty, but, this is what it looks like in the survival world. It was the second house I designed the interior of, so it may look a little goofy, but I like it. There's kitchen, couch, here there's a prayer room, and then there's a staircase, which I copied the staircase design for the temples, and then there's an upstairs, which I like. Yeah, that was about it. It was the first house I did. I like the painting. I just forgot to screen record the inside. There's a pillar too, and then just some nice carpet. Alright, that's about it. I'm still gonna show some more stuff, because I'd like to. Like, I have more stuff to show off. So, we have the outside, and we'll play around with it in a minute. So this is the pretty cool outside. And then, if we fly over here. Oh yeah, these are also the sheep I use to get most of my wool for the base, because I need it a lot. So I use these sheep, and then I killed a bunch of, like, cows around all of this area. There's so many villages near. This is an abandoned one. There's my village, one up on a hill right there. Another one which I used to do raids at over here. So this is the village I used to do raids at. So I have some villagers still trapped under, like, those little places all have villagers under the netherrack. And then there's off in the distance that way is a trial chamber, which I have a map to get me to, which is where I got all my copper. I'm just trying to explain where I got everything, how I built this all. And then over here, I think this is because of the new terrain generation, which I think is just really weird. Something happened, I didn't notice this until like a week ago, that if my chunks load for me, gosh sake, that there's like a chopped up village here. You'll see the iron golem. Like, there's just pieces of the village. It's like there was supposed to be a village, and it just didn't spawn properly. So we have an iron golem here, a farm, and then like a little bit of paths, and then that's about it. Something happened with generation, it just bugged it out. This is the hill. I used to like trade with fishermen here until I got my own. So this is the village on the hill. And then right over here, it's where I got, like, I took all of my animals from the zoo from, like, this direction generally. So I still have some animals left over, because just in case, like, they died, I didn't want to have to go all the way back. So we have Excited Panda here, which, if they go out of their, like, boat, they roll down and, like, try to kill themselves in that little, like, area. you know, because it's just a steep roll down. And then there's armadillos with them, and then there's a baby panda, and then armadillo too, baby armadillo. So I just thought I'd show that. Alright, so right over here, really close to my base, is where the ominous bottle farm is. So I now just have this for my raid farm, which I already had enough ominous bottles, so I don't need it, but yeah. Villager outpost right here. Yeah, I guess there's still lays here, actually. I thought maybe there weren't, but no, there are. That's pretty cool. You just sit up on this block, and then pillagers will spawn like that, and then they die from the giant killer, so, yeah. And then you can see all the stuff I got. You can see all these ominous banners. That's mean I've gotten an ominous bottle for all of those. Alright, yeah, this is the underwater cave. So, in Bedrock, for some reason, water can act weird. Yeah, you see this. So, this is where I get my glow squid. That's what I'm trying to show off here. My glow squid are found in this cave. So whenever I need glow ink sacks, I just get them right here. I got some amethyst also from this cluster. I got some more amethyst from this cluster. And then I wish I looked at the recording earlier, because there's also this other amethyst cluster close to spawn, and I just spent so long looking for an amethyst cluster. So I'll play the clip, but it's a crazy cave. So, I'm just doing a voiceover, but I just want to show off the cave. It's huge, it was under a jungle, it's pretty close to spawn. I'd never really seen a cave like this, because it's under a jungle, which makes, like, the top unique. I've seen, like, a lot of caves bigger than this, but this one was just one of the most unique ones, in my opinion, so I really wanted to show it off. And I wish I remembered the amethyst cluster here, that would save me a lot of time. But the clip's wrapping up here. Alright, so this is also the cave which I got tough in occasionally if I needed tough, or andesite up here if I needed andesite. Yeah, right there, because I ran out of andesite for a little bit. So, real quick, while we're here on this world, this is, if we go into settings, copy one. Alright, so, just showing, we did not have cheats on. So cheats are turned off, and if I do this, it says, turn off cheats, achievements. It does this whole screen. Say yes, cheats are turned on. This means if I have this turned off, it doesn't ask me again. So that asking me right there, that proves that Realm has always never had cheats on. Did all this without cheats. I just activated cheats on this copy just so I can do. Alright. This is a copy, so I really don't care if I just... Oh no. My inventory's gone. Oh, I feel like it would be kind of cool real quick, just to show you what I had. You just saw me do it all in one clip. That's what I had on there. Whatever those are cool, lots of shoulder boxes. Enchanted books in there, that's not really important. Ton of shulker shells. This was for like building like the zoo. A lot of these were building different things. This was extra armor and stuff. These were good enchanted, and some elytras. Armor and tools also. This had some stuff. Yeah, these are like good enchanted. I feel so wrong doing all this. Yeah, gunpowder. I had a lot of gunpowder. I also had I had a ton of sponges also. So you may have seen some wet sponges in there. Yeah, an extra netherite axe. A lot of food extra. Yeah, full thing of gunpowder there. And then, yeah, just a lot of that stuff. Alright, I just want to mess around real quick. Just to show you my hard work. So first we're going to grab sponges. Alright, so now I have good sponges. Now we go into here. You can see the water just fills back. If I destroy these, oh my gosh, it's bugging. Yeah, okay, it's bugging, but yeah. Also, probably because I had that. Yep, it's all back. Like, it's crazy. This is all full water sources everywhere. Like, I've just been testing over here, but if I go over here also, like, I didn't just lie, and I didn't just, like, fake everything. This is all full water sources. I mean, you saw the Great Wave videos. I just had never done this, and I've always wanted to do stuff like this. And one more thing I want to do, actually 2 more things here. Yeah, all this. All of this. Like, I could have just left, like, 1 extra, but that's not even the crazy part. Because these, look how deep that goes. That's 1, 2, 3. Actually, that's not as much as I thought it would be. Huh. Oh, yeah, because it's here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 blocks of just solid, and I could have just left 2 blocks of air, but no, I did that everywhere. It's so annoying. It's kind of fun to just destroy everything I built. The reason why all of the Great Wave worked is because it's on flat ground. Water, like, an infinite water source won't spawn on not flat ground, which is also why these little tubes worked. Huh, I actually... Wow, that's actually really cool. I could have gotten rid of the trenches eventually. Well... Oh. Oh, now it's updating. It's... Oh, because it's still 1 down from it. That's the problem. Yeah, it's still 1 down from it, so I'm just... Yeah, but if I, like, raise it up, it can't go down is the problem. It can go up, though. But yeah, you can see how this is how the Great Wave formed. So if I didn't have that, then if this whole area was flat, this whole area could flood in, which is, it's pretty cool. It can go up blocks. It just can't go down, which is why I had little funnels. But if I do that, then, oh yeah, yeah. It's just, I can just flood my area a bit. Like, look at that. Isn't that sick? Okay. No way. I actually did it. Yo, hold on. Camera's crazy. They said the second base was over at the other one I just went to. But no, I actually just straight up teleported right here. To someone's base. Yeah, this was Hunter's base. Oh my goodness. He mostly plays Java. So he wasn't really on much, but... This is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. Yeah, I like this. Not too much. I don't know what type of villagers he had. He had this whole farming area. He just... Okay, yeah. I thought it was more realistic that he would have made his base not that far away. So, friend was lying to me when he told me the other coordinates. I like the design also. The design's pretty unique. Very unique, actually. Pretty cool. I see the vision. This would have been a really cool base, you know, if it was actually, like, built upon. Maybe there are villagers down here? I'm gonna assume. Yeah! Oh my gosh, what villagers does he have? Unbreaking 3, that's nice. More expensive than mine. Mending. I just realized I never even showed off my villagers. Alright, so I'm back here, so I just wanted to show off my villagers. Unbreaking 3 for 14. Mending for 16. Okay, it was a little steeper. Full, like, diamond armor you can get from these guys. Plus tools from that guy and that guy. So yeah, I just wanted to show that off. I spent a lot of work on this part. There was like a huge hill here, but you can't really see it anymore. Connected there and there. I'm gonna go plug in this seed and then just teleport there to show y'all. Alright, just figured I'd come over here back to where I'm up to just show how much work went into it. This is solid obsidian. This is solid obsidian. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I didn't just go fill this in. He did this, bro. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's all just solid obsidian. Like, what? Why would you... He wanted to make it more secure, so he just filled all of this in with obsidian. I don't know what purpose, how this could have served to protect him, but, you know, whatever floats his boat. So this area, I guess, is just empty, I'm guessing. No, but the middle part is solid. Are we serious? Oh my gosh. This is all just solid. You see how much I'm mining through this? All of this he had to mine and then place with a pickaxe. I can just look at this. This is all solid. Oh my goodness. Also, where is the redstone hidden? Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, alright. I'm just curious what's down here. It's more solid obsidian. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow. This is really something. And then there's more city. Oh my gosh. Alright, so this is just Realm stories. Just random stuff we posted, like, from the Realm and stuff. So, here's, me in the... not me. This is where I get in the sewer. And, again, so this was before the... You see, library was built. This was pretty early. Here's, Ethan stealing the happy gas from, Scipio's, like, little pen. This is a picture of the Great Wave I took. Cucumber. Nuclear power plant. That's not on the Realm. Let's see. In the courtyard. He used to have a courtyard, with pale moss and stuff in the castle. Just a ram stuff here, I guess. This building. Day 2500. Moldy walls. This is what the moldy walls is about. So, yeah, this is what Bunker used to be like, and that's what happened to Gabriel. Gabriel was on that boat instead of, I think that's probably Riken. There used to be a homeless shelter much closer to the Ren.2, which you can see Ren.2 is under construction here. This is farm when Ethan finished it. There used to be like a giant cave right there in that little section. Gabriel. Poor Gabriel. So, there's 2 dragon eggs. Ethan has one of them. This is him getting obsidian. I got a mace before him. But he got one too. It did work. It did work for a while. And then they were just trolling me and stuff. Apparently, my skin looks like that. The prison. Yeah, the prison. On top of, I don't know, some random thing there. This was me destroying the auto sorter because I was trying to get the elytra he took from me. Because Andrew had the elytra the whole time. Wow. He's like trying to help me find my lost phone or something. Yeah, me, Ethan, and Andrew also went to this deep dark and just played around with it. This is the photo I took. Just us in our little tunnel. And then I don't know, Ethan got that photo. That's amazing. So this happened. This was some random meeting thing. I was there for like an hour and then realized there was nothing. Yeah, I don't know what was going on here. But yeah, this is the gold farm again. This was the area before the pyramid was in place. So he picked a canyon and he picked a freaking like giant rock to mine out here. Tonight, still noon. As you can see, there was the cave. Alright, I copied the seed. I realized that there were a couple updates in between, so it might be looking a little bit different. I mean, this is where Liberty City was put. The village is still there. Okay, so some of the stuff is still the same. I feel like there was more ocean here. This is the cave here, which means all the buildings were in here. Yeah, all the buildings were in here. That's the mountain. So there was a village. This is the house from the image. This is the house from the image. No way. I actually didn't know there used to be a village here. That's crazy. Which means just over this mountain, there should be another mountain. So this is where the gold farm and everything there went. And then, so that's what they built over. And then they also built into this. They legit had to carve out like a giant chunk of this. Oh wait, no, I'm pretty sure they built it here, so they had to carve out a chunk of this. Like a huge chunk of this. Oh yeah, this is the dimensions. So they had to cut in from like right here all the way up to like here, I guess, and then that way. Like, why did they do that? Oh yeah, I think it was like here, yeah. I don't know why, but they did. And then, still nicely generating hole, so the hole is naturally generating. Wait. This is the This is where Young Henso is. What? Or is it on this side? Oh no, it's on this side, yeah. This lava pool, I covered it up. That's the ruined portal. This is where the city is. This is where the whole city is. There was that crack. I just thought it was in a different part. Oh my goodness. So yeah, the road would end like right here. I'm guessing that this little patch was like dirt in my world. Huh. That's interesting because I remember building over all of this. I built over like all of this here, and then it dropped. Yeah, the water dropped off like right here, and through this, I built the wall. So I'm guessing the road was actually right here about. Yeah, that seems like it. That's where the road ended, which means it went over here. So this is the part that was in Yongenso. You can see that this is the river I had to like connect. They actually connected it here. Actually, no, I had made it go this way, and then that's where it was. I had to cover up all of these holes, and then like I don't think this whole crack was here, but definitely something similar. Oh my goodness, bro, this is crazy. Yeah, there was a bunch of like, yes, there were cracks like this. Oh my gosh, yeah, no, I was lying. There were cracks. I don't think this one was there. That one was definitely there, and then there was just a bunch of other holes in the ground. Yeah, it was crazy. This is the map, the hill I had to like mine through. Like I legit from like here mine through it. Or actually no, probably even like I think here, like here. Yeah, like it was mined like that. It was crazy. Like I chopped through the whole hill. And then this is the island of Yungensa, which you'll see used to have a village on it, which determined where I put everything. So there, I put my living space here. I put that one building here, and then yeah, it didn't used to be an island. I just got rid of this part to make it an island. There wasn't this water thing that cut through, so this is just new generation. But there were all these houses, and I had to destroy all the houses. Oh my goodness! And yeah, the gold farm went here. The normal farm, just agricultural, and then yeah, that's okay. I'm just speechless. Wow. Even this generation here, oh my gosh, this thing, it's still in my base. There were actually two more blocks in my base. They were like right here. I think that's how it naturally generated. Oh my goodness. Look at all of these underground things. And mobs kept spawning these, so I had to go all throughout these and just light them up. Because these were all in my base. These weren't exposed to the surface, though. That's the only difference. But there were still all these random caves. Yeah, there's so much caves. Wow, and then the dripstone cave is down here. Yeah, this is where I got my dripstone from. Yeah, I got my dripstone from here. This is where Portal was about. Yeah. Wow. Alright, so now that I'm in this world, this is where I designed the bone meal farm. It's a little less efficient than the one in the actual realm because I built this like tube like one block to the left here when I did it one block to more to the right in the actual realm. And this is the auto sorter I have at the Guardian farm. Kelp farm, I was just learning how to use hopper blocks there. This is the item unloader. This was the original design for the basalt farm. The salt farm, whatever. And then you just let the lava come back. But this one proved to be faster, so this is the one that's in the realm. Then this is probably... Yeah, this is the stone farm original design, I think. This is my first super smelter. Alright, so this is my creative design world. I also copy stuff from the realm that I've actually finished and put it into this world. So I designed all of these houses here, and then I had to just build them. But then I also will, like, once a realm's finished and I make a copy, I'll go and scrape it into that realm and then copy everything from that realm and put it into here. Everything that I find important. So all of these, this is what I designed for the fountain. So for the temples, I didn't, like, build the whole temple. I just designed little parts of it, like here, which I ended up not using carpet there. Would carpet have looked better? Did I end up using carpet? I don't think carpet worked. I think that's the reason. Anyways, These little air things I was testing there. Um, Lava thing there. The Earth House Temple. And this is what I did for the flowers. This is what I did for the fire, like, battleground. These are what I tested for, like, different ideas for streetlights. This is all I did for the zoo. This is just what I did for the zoo. And same with that's all I did. And same with the fire. I mean, the fire actually was almost done. I fully designed this one in creative first, and that's why it turned out really well, I think, if you design stuff in creative. And here is a miniature design. Before I built any of this, before I even started the realm, this was my idea for it. And as you can see, I executed it pretty well. There's not a pillar in here, which I ended up making pillars, because also the pillars were more on this block, so it would have looked a little goofy. So actually having support pillars in there was better. I didn't go with these type of pillars. These probably look better, but they took up more room. And then for the houses, yeah, I mean, I love buildings. I didn't plan on having a river, but the river was naturally generating. And all of it honestly went good. All of it went according to plan mostly. Like, as you can see, this was the original design. It got really close. And these are actually, that's how high the water goes. This is the outline of the water. This is how the water is in the survival world. And these are all the buildings and everything. And then if we go over here, though, just quickly show it. This is the redstone for, I don't know why we didn't put this in my redstone world, but this is the redstone for the water fight area. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Alright, so now that I'm here, this is my idea for, these were my plans for how water was going to work, how to stop it from, like, flowing everywhere, like trenches, and then also just how this looks, like here. So if you notice, all my tunnels, I do have these ridges and these, like, little, like, trends there. So stuff like this. I mean, my tunnel is not square-shaped. It honestly could have looked pretty good square-shaped, but I did it more, like, circular. Kind of like this, except on its side. This is a different type of circular. This also would have looked good. I feel like they all would have looked good. This is pretty cool, too, honestly. So yeah, that was just a design on how it would work. That's it. Thank you for watching the video. Let me know if you enjoyed these type of videos, or you'd like me to, like, push more short videos. I know this might be really long. I haven't edited it yet. I'm gonna guess this is gonna be like 3.5 hours. I'm so sorry. But I hope you at least enjoyed it. Thought maybe some of the stuff was cool. I spent so much time on this realm, and I just really hope that you guys enjoyed it.